basketball para sa mga Pinoy ay isang equalizing factor. Mayaman, mahirap, kaya mo makakapaglaro ka ng basketball.
Imposibleng mabura ang basketball sa buhay, sa dugo ng mga Pilipino.
They say that you can actually sum up the Filipino passion in just two images: a hoop and a basketball. But to say that basketball is one of the favorite pastimes of the Filipino would be similar to saying that football is one of the favorite hobbies of England and Brazil. Boys and girls, the story of a national obsession is what we are about to find out as we scroll back through the pages of time in the very first episode of Basketball Almanac.
There's a dead ball situation now. They can call for a 30-second injury timeout.
To say that Filipinos love basketball would be a grave understatement. Almost every day, like the songs of Air Supply, Videoke, and noontime game shows, Pinoys live and breathe basketball. Basketball and its elements pervade the Philippine landscape and is, in fact, a part of our cultural ozone layer. No doubt it has developed into a unique culture with a following that can rival any sport in the planet today.
Justin runs out of room. Tenorio has to fire. Bang! Oh, wow!
In fact, basketball has been a unifying force for a country often fractured by politics and other issues. But how did a foreign invention meant to enforce the Americans' policy of benevolent assimilation eventually went on to become not just a national passion, but a galvanizing factor of Pinoy culture as well? Sports historian Gerald Gems saw how the Americans utilized basketball to wield their diplomatic power by cultivating the goodwill of the Filipinos. In his work, Sport and the American Occupation of the Philippines, Bats, Balls, and Bayonets, he described this power as a means to instill new value system predicated on the concept of teamwork and sportsmanship. Basketball was then promoted in public schools as part of the physical education curriculum with the help of the Young Men's Christian Association, or the YMCA. Believe it or not, basketball was actually introduced as a women's sport in 1910. That's because the men were playing baseball. Soon after, men were allowed to play hoops, and the first national team was formed that year. The country's first basketball team trained their guns against their Asian neighbors and captured its first championship in the inaugural staging of the Far Eastern Games in 1913. So dominant was the national team that it won 9 out of the 10 basketball titles in the Far Eastern Games succeeding editions until 1934. This is the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila, inside Intramuros in Manila, founded in 1965. But did you know that in this exact area, although we cannot pinpoint specifically where, the country's first ever basketball court was built more than 100 years ago? Most of the members of the pre-war Philippine team played in the National Collegiate Athletic Association, or the NCAA. Established in 1924, the country's first school league was patterned after the US NCAA's multi-sports format. But basketball, no doubt, was the center of attention. In 1938, the University's Athletic Association of the Philippines, or the UAAP, was formed, another venue which served the country's top basketball prospects. And between these rival leagues' existence, the Manila Industrial Commercial Athletic Association, or the MICA, rose in 1934 to become the country's first commercial basketball league and the forerunner of the PBA.
From the school system, players were being called to represent the country in the international field. So, nagkaroon ngayon ng opening o kaya an opportunity to fill the gap. There's a gap. That gap was filled by a commercial league. When people realized the popularity of basketball, ang sabi nila, okay, between the college system and the national team, why don't we have a commercial league where companies would sponsor teams and give an opportunity for college players upon graduation to make basketball a living para magkaroon sila ng pagkakakitaan sa basketball.
That's how Philippine basketball evolved since the Americans arrived in 1898. Just 7 years after James Naismith invented the sport using only a peach basket and a soccer ball.
Timing na timing, nung pinapakalat yung basketball sa Amerika, nadamay na tayo. Kaya we were the very first Asian country actually to play basketball.
In 1946, the United States left the Philippines after World War II. But there was one thing that stayed behind. Basketball, which has found a new home in the streets and in the hearts of the Americans' little brown brothers. The only time the Philippines lost the basketball crown in the 10 stagings of the pre-war Far Eastern Games was in 1921. The Filipinos lost to Postgame 30-27 in what most basketball historians considered a hometown decision. But in 1923, the country regained the title, dethroning China, thanks to the 116-point explosion of Luis "Lou" Salvador, whose feat remains unmatched today by any national team member in international play. Lou is also the father of actor Philip Salvador. Why do we love basketball even if it's a big man's game? But you know what they say? It's not about the size. It's not about the height. It's all about hustle, speed, and most of all, smarts. And believe it or not, once upon a time, we have managed to deploy all these elements against the toughest and the biggest opponents the planet had to offer. For nearly 4 decades before World War II, the Filipinos were the undisputed kings of Asian basketball. But the world is a much bigger playground, especially if you're competing in the Olympics. In 1936, basketball became an official Olympic sport, recognized by Hitler's Nazi Germany as tournament hosts. That same year, the Philippines became part of FIBA, the sport's world governing body, and joined the Berlin Games. Known as the Islanders, the team led by Ambrosio Padilla, Jacinto Siria Cruz, and Primitivo Martinez placed 5th out of 21 countries, braving the heat and the open dirt courts, not to mention the racial prejudice and political undertones of Hitler's so-called Aryan Olympics. To this day, that 5th place finish is still the highest achievement by any Asian country in Olympic basketball history, despite the Philippines being one of the shortest teams in that tournament. For former Olympian and Senator Freddie Webb, the Filipino cager has acquainted himself to playing the underdog card on the international stage. But like his contemporaries, going up against much bigger opponents has been a constant narrative throughout his life.
Nakikisali lang ako eh. Sali lang ako, malakas ang loob ko. Kahit na sabihin mo, malaki yan, lalaro ko, sali ako dyan, sali-sali.
This height disadvantage hardly figured anew in the country's quest for further basketball glory outside Asia. In 1954, the Philippines joined the FIBA World Basketball Championships for the very first time. But the undersized tournament rookies pulled off a surprise, finishing 3rd and losing only to the United States and host Brazil. The team flourished with the heads of play of the legendary Carlos the Big Difference Loizaga, who was also named in the Mythical Five.
The thing about Philippine basketball is that sa passion natin, sa dedication natin sa laro, parang hindi na nagiging masyadong handicap yung height. Nung si Kaloy Loizaga ay naglalaro sa Pilipinas in 1954 World Championships, yung mga kalaban natin malalaki din eh. Yet Kaloy Loizaga, who stood anywhere between 6'2 and 6'3", was the World Championships' second leading scorer. For me, that was an indication that while Kaloy Loizaga was playing the center position, he had a lot of ability.
The Philippines went on to play in 4 other World Championships, including the modern-day World Cup held in Spain in 2014. From 1936, the country also saw action in 7 Olympic tournaments. The last was in Munich, Germany in 1972. Webb, who was part of that last Philippine Olympic team, vividly remembers fighting for flag and country alongside fellow basketball icons Yoyong Martires, Dox Adornado, Danny Florencio, Jimmy Mariano, Pedro Campo, Manny Paner, among many others.
I want to show that I can make the Philippine team, which is a paramount concern more than the money. But then again, how many really put that into the minds, the heart, and the soul of an athlete, which is the Philippine team. Gusto kong manalo, hindi lang para sa sarili ko, para sa aking mga kababayan.
After its 1954 World Championship feat, it has been an arduous uphill climb to the world stage for Philippine basketball. But the country remained a powerhouse in Asian basketball from the 1950s to the early 1990s. It won 4 straight basketball golds in the Asian Games from 1951 to 1962. The Filipinos also ruled the FIBA Asia Championship, then known as the Asian Basketball Championship, 5 times in fact between 1960 to 1985, not to mention its 4-decade dominance in the Southeast Asian Games. From there on, a new breed of basketball idols would emerge.
Right now, this just looks like a mute witness to a very busy street in downtown Manila. But once upon a time, this place has been the battlefield for the many wars the Philippines has fought against the best of Asia and the world.
Built in 1934, it's also the venue where many of the country's basketball legends have honed their skills for battle in the SEA Games, Asian Games, Olympics, and World Championships. It even housed the PBA, the NCAA, and the UAAP Games for decades.
If there's such a thing as a shrine to Philippine basketball, this would be it. The Rizal Memorial Coliseum.
Sociologist Gerald Abergos sees more than just hero worship among Filipino basketball fans. He believes that these fans channel their hardcore idols' heroics as living expressions of their own sporting ambitions.
Iba-iba ang mga viewers, iba-iba ang gusto nilang superstar nila, idol nila. There's a basketball player for the shorter ones that are very, very fast na ginugusto naman ng mga short people pero who would like to play basketball. There are basketball idols naman na who are tall and strong, mga giants, in which the giants naman ng mga viewers really adore them. There are basketball players who look that good and the girls like them because, wow, athletic. A fine specimen of a male figure. So gusto-gusto naman nila.
Brown gets a pass. He fires and misses. Ace King pulls it down. Nobody there for the possible rebound for Great State. And Brown recovers. A good screen by Manny Paner, but we've got a block going against him.
And it did not take long before Filipino basketball fans found a new home.
Ready.
The birth of the Philippine Basketball Association.
That man is loaded with championship experience. Perfect maneuver there.
The Philippines was the first country to issue a basketball-themed stamp. The 16-centavo stamp was released on April 4, 1934 to celebrate the country's hosting of the 10th and last Far Eastern Games. The biennial meet was held at the newly inaugurated Rizal Memorial Sports Complex. Also in that same tournament, the Philippines won its 9th Far Eastern Games basketball title.
Lakas nun ah. Well, no blood, no foul. That's rather one way of describing Filipino style of basketball. But there's more to Pinoy basketball than just the physicality element. There's also the frantic street ball sort of approach. And more importantly, the element of discarte, street smart approach. Maki, bantay.
We go to Brownlee. 4 seconds left. 3 seconds. Brownlee for the win. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
The PBA is not just a league. It is a promised land for aspiring Filipino cagers and the mecca of Philippine basketball. But what makes the PBA a true reflection of the country's brand of basketball? PBA Chairman Ricky Vargas considers it a product of decades of exposure to international basketball and that desire to overcome physical limitations.
Ang larong Pinoy, may konting FIBA, may konting larong kalye, may konting NBA. So yun ang larong Pinoy. Huwag lang magsakitan. Kuminsan nga yung larong Pinoy, wala nang referee.
Coach Shot Reyes and his valiant Gilas Pilipinas squad brandished this uncanny style of play in the 2014 FIBA World Cup in Spain. But for the Filipino cager, the road to greatness usually starts in something more humble. The concrete jungles of the city or in the muddy fields of the countryside. Just ask Freddie Webb, former Olympian and PBA player.
There was a court right across our house. Ang tawag doon ay Pulang Lupa. At doon sa court na yon ay walang party ata doon na pantay. Lahat ay may butas, may lubog, may ganyan habang kayo naglalaro. Doon ako natuto. Doon ako napamahal sa basketball.
The dirt-covered playing ground and dearth of equipment forced these young men to be creative, resourceful, and persistent.
Just to get a trunk of coconut tree, put a board and put a ring, you can play basketball.
Kumuha lang ako ng alambre na galing sa sampayan. Susuksok ko lang ganun sa sawali yun, bibilugan ko lang, tapos susuksok ko. Yun na yun. Tapos nun, yung bola ko nun, yung pang tennis.
Hindi mahal maglaro, basta makahanap ka ng bola, may goal dyan sa kalye, game na.
Ray Bartholomew, a Fulbright scholar who studied the country's basketball culture, shares the same view. In his book, Pacific Rims, he noted the sheer joy Filipinos got from makeshift basketball courts, whether in the busy streets of Metro Manila or in the quiet brown patches of the provinces. These improvised courts can be attached to a tree, erected in open lots, beside railroads, and in these products of architectural ingenuity, we just damn play our hearts out, whether in flip-flops or barefooted.
Basketball has led to us, Filipinos, to be innovative. Since wala tayong that much na basketball facility for public, may bayad, may renta, may maintenance. So, because of that, people have been very creative. So, what do? Gawin natin tong ring ng basketball. They would fashion it to become a basketball hoop. They would ask for a plyboard, and then they would fasten it there. Tapos maghahanap sila ng lugar kung saan pwedeng isabit yon.
Pass inside to Calvin Abueva. Power move going up. He lost it and Joel Ponferrada knocked out.
Basketball could sometimes descend into a gladiator sport. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you elbows flying, colliding bodies, scenes of bloody noses, and pricked egos. It prescribes a macho subtext. But the Filipinos' highly physical style of play doesn't usually result into a basket brawl, let alone a mindless free-for-all in the streets where it was born.
Conscious exchange there between Almazan and
Almazan better be careful. Nobody's gonna get thrown out right now for sure.
Beyond seamless action or instant gratification, we simply love the game, the beauty of its pace, and the boundless excitement it generates. Enough to surmount any challenge that may come our way, on and off the court.
It's a very, very action-packed arena. It's a very, very action-packed game. For people who have, low attention span, a split second can change the lives of people, can change the lives of the community, of the country, because the ball entered the hoop in a split second. A single error could change the way the game would progress.
Baguio. Oh, he's open! It looked good all the way! Yes! It looked good all the way!
clock. You've seen everything. Something new comes up.
Indeed, basketball has found a home on this side of the planet, and it will make its biggest homecoming when the country once again hosts the FIBA World Cup in 2023.
Basketball, a sport that demands vertical athleticism and is something that's not suited, they say, to the Filipino physique. But who the hell cares? We have embraced basketball as something of our own, something which we have embedded in our own cultural DNA. Now, Filipino basketball is something that has local appeal but international flavor, creativity, and reinvention. That is what Filipino basketball is all about. I'm Lourdes Vera, and this has been Basketball Almanac.
PBA basketball, ginalingan ng gusto. Shoot, sabay sigaw, dribble tapos hataw. Hiya parang lindol, buzzer beater ni Idol. Halos di makahinga sa talbog ng bola. Ang puso ay nagdadala. Sino ang magiging bida? Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang fans, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang action ay walang hinto sa solid na laro.
Welcome to your PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup here on Pilipinas Live and on a PBA Rush. Boy, oh boy, do we have a full day of games for you ahead today. Titan and Rain or Shine first, followed by NLEX and Meralco here at the United Central and Tipolo. Then we go all the way to Dubai for the San Miguel Beermen taking on Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. It is a full slate of games, and that's because it is the Golden Season PBA 50. But first, let's focus on our first game today. The Titan Ultra taking on the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Two teams who are going in opposite directions, but different results today could change that in a hurry. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for the next surge. Will Titan start their own, or will Rain or Shine continue their positive start as they move on forward here in the conference? Hello, I'm Paulo De Rosada alongside Coach Eric Reyes. It is Pauline Versosa joining us on the sidelines. And partner, great to be with you here as we start off a 3-game slate.
Well, it's going to be an exciting day because, as you said, we have 3 games, on top of, on this coverage. So it's definitely going to be an exciting day for all the PBA fans to watch tonight.
100%. We're going to start off here with a matchup that could be potentially intriguing. We say potentially intriguing because we've seen Titan can win games, and they're rooted at the bottom, but a win here could change their fortunes dramatically.
Well, they definitely need, their lineup intact because in the previous games they did suffer from having key players in injury. But today, of course, is a different story. When you look at the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, very good in terms of in the team standings at number 5 right now. But again, it's still too early, but you need to start moving up because you don't want to be left all the way down behind.
Well, if you're a Titan Ultra, you have to feel that there's nowhere to go but up after that last thrashing by the TNT Tropang 5G.
Well, definitely, TNT shot very well from the field at 53.3%. And then they routed Titan Ultra off the boards with 15 additional rebounds. Look at the difference with points in the paint. Look at the second chance points, 28-11. It really shows the dominance of TNT in terms of trying to really lord it over the shaded area.
The bench points for the TNT Tropang 5G just showcase their depth, and of course the lack of that from the Titan Ultra when you take a look at the comparison here. Points in the paint, you mentioned it a while ago, but even outside shooting was very much in the favor of the TNT Tropang 5G. So a lot to work on here for Titan Ultra. Let's focus on this man here. He started out the conference with a career-high 41-point outburst, but then a hamstring injury in the next game, missing the one after that. He still has yet to really hit his peak form, partner. But when you take a look at Calvin Abueva and the responsibility he has in this Titan team, you gotta feel that once he feels healthier, more right, he will be another key contributor despite only the 15 points last time around.
Well, he did not play against Magnolia because he suffered an injury previously, and look at that performance against TNT. 15 points, 4 of 11. You know, he didn't really shoot the ball very well from the field. He only had 58.3% or 7 out of 12 free throws, so not really a good game by Calvin, considering that he did come from a 40-point explosion in his first game.
And of course, when Calvin Abueva has not contributed in a few games because of the injuries, you have to take a look at Fran Yu, who has been relatively consistent here for the Titan Ultra.
Well, you know, when you talk about Fran Yu, he's been deadly from the outside. 3-point shooting alone is close to 43%, 3 out of 7. Look at the assist story. You know, he's really a great guard, trying to look and create for his teammates. 16 points against TNT. Again, you know, they need a lot of support from each and every player, and Fran Yu is definitely going to be one of them.
Of course, Fran Yu, he is one of the smaller players here, but then his effort really cannot be questioned, and the way that he plays is infectious. Let's see if that could lead to a win here today, though. But what about Joshua Munzon? We're going to take a look at Joshua Munzon's numbers, and the remarkable thing for me is that when you take a look at his field goals, he only scored 2 field goals, but he ended with 20 points. Take a look at those free throw numbers, partner.
Yeah, I was really surprised. Initially, I would look at the field goal stats, and I was wondering, how can you score 20 points if you only made 2 out of 14? Well, he had a lot of free throws in that game. He went to the line a lot. He had a good percentage, 15 out of 20. 4 assists. You know, Joshua Munzon, definitely a great scoring machine. He will always find his points, whether it be on the free throw line or from the field.
You know what, Joshua Munzon, he also is known for what he can do defensively now. And to be quite frank, they're going to need him and others to step up on the defensive end as we turn over to our partner, Pauline Versosa, on the floor. Pauline.
Gentlemen, tonight it's all about bouncing back for Titan Ultra after that rough outing against TNT. Speaking to Coach Johnny Del earlier, he admits they just couldn't get anything going in that game, both offensively and defensively. And so heading into this matchup, Coach said it's really about having the right mindset. He wants the guys to slow things down, trust their reads, and to stay disciplined. Be more than the X's and O's, it's about having patience first. And Coach Johnny Del shared that he's been in this situation before, coaching a team that had to learn through growing pains, but he's optimistic that by midway through the eliminations, things will start to turn around for the team once they fully settle into the system. So against Rainer Shine, he emphasized that they cannot afford a slow start. He wants the guys to come out aggressive to match Coach Yang Yao's trademark physicality and to show that they can go toe-to-toe with one of the toughest squads right now in the league. Gentlemen?
Thank you so much for that report. That was Pauline Versosa. And it's really interesting that she mentioned the patience and slowing things down, simply because this Rain or Shine team is known for really running the floor and attacking with a short shot clock.
Well, there's a lot of respect in terms of the Yang Yao system right now by Coach John. And definitely, you really need to pick up things. You really need to focus more on defense, and you really have to sprint down because they will really push the ball.
And let's take a look at the last game, the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Now, against the Blackwater, boasting they look comfortable at the end of the first half, but then come the third quarter, partner, they allowed Blackwater to hit 36 big points. And you follow that up, though, with a bit of revenge of their own going into the fourth.
Yes, I'm really amazed by how Rain or Shine came back in that game. But I mean, in terms of like the scoring 39 points in one quarter. But look at the percentages. 45.7%. Usually, when you watch Rain or Shine games, they would really take more shots than really throw the ball over. That's the kind of mindset that they have. They move the ball well. They are very scrappy and they hustle a lot with 60 rebounds. That's why Coach John Cardell really respects that. Look at the fast break points. This is what really hurt the most because they had 23 against 10.
Keith Datu there on your screen had to step up big with the absence of Kalen Chongson. And he stepped up, he did, both on the scoring column and, of course, overall impact. At 14 points at the end of the first half and ended up scoreless in the third, but still managed to come home with Best Player of the Game honors. Partner with Keith Datu, lacking a big man partner in the interior in Kalen Chongson. big things are expected of him.
Yeah, he was solid because against San Miguel, he only had 6 points. He really picked it up against Blackwater with 20. But look at the field goal shooting. He shot the ball much better. He was rebounding a lot better. And definitely look at the up in terms of like defense on Keith Dato. He had a very inspiring performance in that game. And definitely he's going to be finding ways to dominate a Titan Ultra game today.
And of course, with Keith Dato playing the way that he's doing, that is another weapon in the arsenal of Coach Yang Giao that he would love to utilize. He's normally known of really spreading the love in terms of playing time minutes. And of course, with Keith Dato taking advantage of extended minutes without the presence of Kaden Chongson, Adrian Nokum is a guy who's also stepped up when called up.
Well, you know, what's nice about Rain or Shine, they have a lot of key players there who have really been delivering. Of course, one of them was Adrian Nokum, someone who wasn't really expected to really perform at a very high level the way he is doing, but he's becoming the cornerstone or the superstar of his team. The nice part about it, he always is very consistent. Both games, he did score 17 points. The nice part about on the positive side, he had better field goal shooting percentage against Blackwater. He only had 2 turnovers, which means he was able to really take care of that basketball and being more efficient inside the game, aside from, of course, scoring 10 points in the fourth quarter of the last game.
And of course, Adrian Nokum, according to Coach Yang Giao, has MVP potential. We have to take a look at another guy in this team who Coach Yang Giao sometimes calls Michael Jonard. Jonard Clarito, ladies and gentlemen, has been one of the most impactful players of this Rain or Shine Elasto Painters team, especially this conference. Arguably one of the most consistent offensive players Coach Yang Giao has in his arsenal.
Well, that's the beauty about the Coach Yang Giao system. And this is something that Jonard Clarito really benefited from. He had 16 points in the last 2 games. He had 62% in terms of field goals and, of course, close to 6 rebounds a game.
And of course,
this kind of guy, Paolo, really can deliver in every game, and something that he would always take advantage of.
Of course, let's see if he could do that yet again. Let's turn over to Pauline Versosa for more. Pauline.
Well, Rain or Shine is coming into this game with plenty of confidence after that hard-fought win over Blackwater. And speaking to assistant coach Caloy Garcia earlier, he told me what really stood out for them was the team's composure. Because even when the momentum shifted and things didn't go their way, they still stayed locked in and found ways to finish strong. Coach Caloy says that kind of maturity is the result of all their experiences, learning from past conferences, and it's that maturity that allowed them to weather Blackwater's comeback and execute when it mattered most. But of course, the challenge now for the team is consistency. The coaching staff keeps reminding the guys not to get complacent. For Rain or Shine, it's all about playing with the same focus and energy from start to finish. And so heading into this matchup against Titan, the coaches want the guys to keep that defensive intensity, forcing turnovers, pushing the tempo, and dictating the pace early. Paolo and Coach Eric, back
Thank
to
you so much for that report. That was Pauline Versosa. Interesting notes there for Coach Yang Giao and his boys. Of course, the defensive focus there and really pushing the issue with a forced turnovers partner.
Well, you know, because of defense, then you can force a couple of turnovers, and that's what Coach Yang wants to really take advantage of. It will definitely pick up the pace because when they pressure, they get a lot of points coming off transition, so that will definitely speed up the game. A kind of game that Coach Yang would always like to take advantage of.
Let's take a look at our refereeing crew here. Sir Peter Balao leading the charge here. He's accompanied by Jeffrey Tantay, Charlie Apamarado, and Janken Ostero. Let's turn over to the floor to find out who the starters are.
Cup. This is our first game, and it's time to meet the starting lineups of both teams. First, from your Titan Ultra Giant Risers. Starting at guard, from Valencia, Bukidnon, number 11, Aljun Melesio. The other guard from Lucena, Quezon Province, number 19, Von Pasumal. At center from Lalo, Cagayan, number 9, Mario Barasi Jr. At forward is last season's most improved player from Pampanga, number 24, Joshua Munzon. And also at forward is the 2-time best player of the conference from Balibago, Pampanga, the Beast, number 8, Calvin Abueva. Head coach of Titan Ultra is John Cardell. And now let's meet the starting 5 for your Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Starting at guard from Caloocan City, number 8, Anton Asistio. The other guard from Batangas, number 3, Gian Mamuya. At center from Pampanga, number 21, Keith Tatu. At forward is the PBA 48 season most improved player from Davao del Sur, number 22, Jonard Clarito. And also at forward from Calasiao, Pangasinan, number 5, Gabe Norwood. Head coach of the Elasto Painters is Yang Yao. Game officials are Peter Balo, Jeff Santay, Charlie Amparado, and Duncan Alstad.
Welcome to your PBA Philippine Cup, the next surge. We're trying to find out who has it. Titan or Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Thank you so much for joining us here on Pilipinas Live and PBA Rush. These are your starters for both these sides. Interesting here how Titan are lined up. We'll talk about that in just a bit. Hello, I'm Paulo Darsara alongside Coach Eric Reyes. It is Pauline Versosa joining us on the sidelines, and foul straight away. Very aggressive start here for Rain or Shine. That's exactly what we expected, partner. But let's take a look at the lineups here first, because I was talking to you when we were watching them come out. This Titan Ultra team basically surrounded Barasi in the middle with 4 shooters, or at least 4 guys we know can drain it from beyond the arc.
Well, what Coach John is trying to do is he really wants to also have a good start in this game. He knows that Rain or Shine always gets off early and they just want to really push the ball. So he wants to match up with the kind of game that Coach Sheng is definitely planning to do today.
And on the other side, we know that they want to get going early. They want to be focused in all ends of the floor. Talking about Rain or Shine, they had a lot of focus on their defense. You know about 3-point shooting. There's the first one up, and Calvin Abueva misses. Well, I think we're going to expect a lot of bombs from beyond the arc from this Titan team based off their lineup configuration at the moment, as Gabe Norwood attacks Joshua Munzon and does not get the friendly bounce. Calvin Abueva to Von Pesumal. Pesumal's a sharpshooter, and that's why he's on the floor.
You know, that's the reason why, you know, Titan picked up a guy like Juan Pesumal, because they really want to get a lot of those guys to be great shooters, to spread the floor and be of help to his teammates.
You know, Juan Pesumal actually hasn't hit a lot of 3-pointers this conference. He's hit more 4s than 3s. As Anton Asistio misses
He wants
there.
an extra point foul.
Oh, yes, he does. He's hit 3 already here this conference in terms of a 4-pointers made. Vaughn, that's only his second 3-pointer made this conference. So here's Gian Mamuya as we go the other end. Gian on the attack. Clear lane, easy 2.
Well, that lane has really been a target for Rain or Shine to get into the middle of the lane. We already saw Clarito and of course, Mamuya penetrate early.
Alvin Melesio misses with the floater. Barasi unable to keep it. Gabe Norwood will get the ball back for Rain or Shine. So right now, it's interesting to see as we see Gian Mamuya have a clear lane into the basket. It's interesting to see how Titan are choosing to attack. It feels like everyone is outside, and Jonard Clarito strikes back to 3 of his own.
So that's what makes it really different, because, you know, when you know that Clarito, Mamuya, these guys are guys who are slashers, now that they hit a couple of shots from the outside, it gives you a different dimension on the kind of defense that you have to use.
Here's Melesio finding Vaughn. Vaughn fakes it, and Vaughn makes it.
Wow, you just said it. You just said it, Pao. He hardly takes 3s because he prefers the 4.
I think we got to change his name. 4 Pesumal. Seems more like it.
The Tresumal was nice.
Tresumal was nice.
Tresumal was perfect.
Oh. Let's take a look at this again. First, Jonard Clarito hitting a triple. Near the wing. And of course, on the other end, we christened him 4 Pesumal. Because 4 Tresumal was nice, but 4 Pesumal is better.
He's such a great shooter, even during his Ateneo days.
Gian Mamuya attacking the big, and Joshua Munzon crashing the board. Calvin Abueva, oh, straight away, touchdown pass.
Those 2 guys are very physical, and they always get. They will not give up an easy basket on both sides. If you put Calvin on the opposite side with Clarito drives, look at it here. Clarito could have just given it up, but look at the challenge that he did because he doesn't want to give up an easy basket.
Nothing easy. But unfortunately for Rain or Shine, that means this is an opportunity for Calvin Abueva. Calvin gets that one to fall.
It's a good way for Calvin to get going early. You know, remember in that game against Meralco, he got off really early in the first half alone. And that's something that Calvin can do again.
Asisio settles for three. He makes it.
He's another one that loves to shoot from the threes and has a very good shooting form.
Well, right now, partner, it feels like we have a shootout. That's Aljon Menecio has to count.
But that's what makes the game really exciting by both teams. You know, coaches anticipate the kind of game that each other would have. So you really want to match up and try to throw things, you know, something that match firepower for firepower.
You know what? If this shooting does not slow down, we might actually have a 150-point game or so.
Well,
considering the shooting that we've seen here, 3 minutes into the game.
Deadly. But then, you know, it really becomes more interesting, and at the same time, it's really more fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Both teams are really scoring at will.
High level. Calvin Abueva goes on the attack, working on Keith Datu. And that will go the other way. So here's Asisio. Menecio right in front of him. Gian Mamuyak now. Asisio hit a three a while ago. Attacking. Calvin Abueva there close to lane. Doesn't matter. The floater's good.
That's very good control by Anton Asisio coming off a pick and roll. He saw that the defense wanted to roll, but there was no one in front of him, so he decided to take matter into his own hands.
Here's Calvin Abueva. Josh Munzon asking for a pick here. Oh, he attacks Gian Mamuyak. Fade away Jay. No dice. Anton Asisio running the other way. Rain or Shine almost lost it. Gabe Norwood keeps it. Juan Pasmal has to defend, and that time, Jonathan Clarito, his body all over Barasi.
He loves that leader, Paolo. That is very hard to stop. Even if you have to challenge Jonathan Clarito, once he gets into an open lane and he goes for that shot, and that leaner is very hard to stop, especially if you are going to try to block his shot.
Clarito gets the first of two. You know, the thing with Jonathan Clarito is that he's such a physical player. He loves imposing his presence on the defender, even on the drives. It felt like at one point he was leaning on Barasi for support. Splits the free throws. Calvin Abueva comes away with it. Here's Aljon Menecio dictating traffic here for Titan Ultra. Can they rise to the occasion? We're going to find out together. Operating the pick and roll here. Straight away. Long range bomb is good. That's a four.
It's like Lasalo versus Ateneo right there.
Oh, and here's Menecio again. Menecio straight away three.
Heat check.
Oh, that's a heat check. Welcome to the Menecio.
Aljon Menecio, ever since his college days, has really been a gunner.
Gabe Norwood wants to take three back. He can't. And here is Munzon. He's got two hot shooters, but loses it to Mamuyak. Jonathan Clarito against Barasi will go line to shoot for two. Boy, oh boy. The Lasalians and the Ateneans of this game are shooting the lights out.
Just love the way. So this is what happens when you make a mistake and you go under the defense on the pick and roll. Of course, you got a hot hand by Aljon Menecio early. And definitely when you feel it, you just have to make it fly.
Von Pesumal and Aljon Menecio have now hit a 4 and a 3 in quick order. And that's the reason why Titan are now up 20-13. As we take a look at this, 10 points already for Aljon.
Wow, that's 20 points and you still have 7 minutes left.
That's what I'm saying. We may have an incredibly high-scoring game.
I'm sure this is going to reach around 30 points in one quarter.
Oh,
even
yeah.
40 if they continue this kind of torrid shooting.
I want to see how far they can go. Josh Munzon thought about it. And here's Calvin Abueva. Menecio, Von Pesumal. Pesumal, no. That would brought the house down. Here's Mamuyak. Mamu, Keith Datu. Clear runway to the basket. And that's a good block. Here's Munzon. Beats Mamuyak. Goes straight up to the cup. No dice. Von Pesumal can do it inside too.
I like the intensity by both teams. They love to run the floor and they will engage.
Oh, Gabe Norwood left wide open, and that's an easy two. That time, just a defensive breakdown. And here, Titan are going to slow things down.
Usually you have to sag down and see the weak side immediately. So once you sprint down on defense, you got to locate the man, or at least try to clear someone who is on the weak side first.
Von Pesumal, he wants another 4-pointer. That time left short. Keith Datu has it now. Oh, and we have a guy on the deck. And it's Calvin Abueva walking away from the situation.
Well, it's better that he walk away, because if you remember right, when he wasn't playing, he got tossed out of the game and he wasn't even playing anymore.
I remember, Calvin, you're right. In the game against Magnolia, he got 2 technical fouls from the bench.
He wasn't even in the uniform.
So let's take a look what happened here. So Calvin and John Clarito are gonna... Well, you know what, partner? The referees are gonna have a say. And...
Could be a flop there.
Yeah. Not quite Mick Pinisi like.
It's close to Mick Pinisi.
So a whistle was blown, and they elected to give it a foul to Calvin.
Yes, I mean, that's the most difficult part, you know. It's really an interpretation thing. If the elbow was strong enough to really dislodge the player or not. Because if you ask me, and that's the replay that I see, if I see it that way, I think that was a flop more than an offensive foul.
I'm with you there, partner. But either way, we keep on going. Gabe Norwood wants to join in the 3-party, and he does. It's incredible. We've seen so many 4s and 3s in this game, and it's still only a 4-point game.
Both teams are really shooting the ball very well.
Yeah. Aljun goes up with a jumper. That time, no good. You know, that was his heat check.
Yes. I mean, you just gotta make it fly, because your shots are falling, just like Clarito, who is never gun shy and will continue scoring in attempt.
No one in Rain or Shine is gun shy. And right now, we are at 22-21, but 5:30 left here in the first quarter. What a ball game we've seen so far. This 3-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. And boy, we have a catalog to choose from in terms of 3-point shots. But we'll be right back after this short break. Don't go away.
Ang problema natin, guys, tuloy pa rin natin yung nail guy. Kasi ilang beses tayo binobay yan. So yung big, pag-remind, nail guy help, 20%, then recover, then back tayo sa tao natin. Naintindihan? Okay? Come on.
Daily Fantasy.
It was a good end game finish for us. I guess it's just yung accumulated experience, learning from making the semis, and being able to get the stops, making the right plays at the right time.
Well, Coach Yang Yao, they're talking about the maturity of this Rain or Shine team. They had to be mature because they conceded 36 points in that third quarter. Last time around, Calvin Abueva goes straight to the cup. Good stop there comes from Keith Datu. Gives it up. Von Pesumal wide open for 3. And left that short. But you know what? Take it every time. As Calvin Abueva still keeps it alive. Fran Yu now. Fran Yu steps into a long bomb. No dice. And we go the other way. Good opportunity here for Titan. But back to my point, partner. Rain or Shine's maturity. I remember a few years ago we were talking about this team having an exciting young group. And it feels like they're growing up into men altogether.
Well, it takes time, for chemistry to develop, especially for maturity. Maturity, reacting to and reading situations on how they will counter. But Calvin Abueva, that's another 4-pointer here for Calvin Abueva.
That's a 4, and Calvin is enjoying, as well as the rest of Titan. Mamu attacking Von Pesumal. What a rebound there from Calvin Abueva. Boy, oh boy, the shooting is coming off to a great start here for the Titan Ultra, and exactly what they needed. Didn't we mention this a while ago, partners? So take a look at this. Calvin Abueva towing up before. They surrounded Barasi in the middle with 4 guys who we know aren't gun shy.
But that's the most important thing. Coach John did the right thing of putting all those 4 scorer shooters together against a big man. You know, it's like an early sign of what kind of game that they really want to play, which is run and gun, to really match up against, you know, the run and gun game of Rain or Shine.
Santi Santillan checks in, so Von Pesumal and Algin Malesio have already checked out here for the Titan Ultra. Instead, Fran Yu and Chris Kuhn in the lineup here for Coach John Del Cartel. Here's Munzon. He can't drain it. And we have had a pigeon that went down. So Keith Datu will check out. And a big Bo Belga making his entrance to the game. Balanza also in here for Titan Ultra for Josh Munzon. So this is where the TNT Tropang 5G enjoyed playing against Titan. Once the second unit came in, we saw the point disparity a while ago, and it is up to this bench mob of Titan to make sure that the initial production doesn't fall.
Yeah, very good point there, Paolo, because that's what happened against TNT. And let's see now if they can make that correction.
Offensive rebound for Rain or Shine. Here's Big Bo. Bo. Adrian Noko. Noko allowed to shoot the 3. Can't get it to fall. Again, that's the next evolution of Adrian Noko's game, because right now, every single team in the PBA allows him to shoot.
Yes, and that's going to be a part of his journey here in the PBA, just like many other players. You know, it's like looking at all those superstars back in the abroad, where they started out dunking and slashing, and eventually throughout their career, they were able to really work on that pull-up game, which actually would benefit them. And it's less physical compared to having to post up or even go hard to the basket.
Let's take a look at Balanza here for the Titan Ultra. Against Magnolia, great game, 14 points, 6 rebounds. A bit poor from the field, but still managed to get the points up. What does he bring to this Titan team in your mind?
Well, you know, he's a guy coming off the bench, and definitely he can help because he is a good scorer. He's a guy who's a good reliever. So he's also good at defensive player. So that's why he's assigned on Adrian Nocum right now, because he will try to use his length and speed.
So far, so good defensively. Ambohot coming away with the stop. Here's Balanza. Balanza very comfortable handling the ball, but loses it to Adrian Nocum. Nocum attacking Ambohot, and that would be a basket and 1.
See, that's what J.O. Ambohot would really have to do. He's got to be more physical. You cannot allow a little guy to just like bump you out of the way, in which Adrian Nocum just did. Look at it right here. He went straight to the basket. He went on the contact on J.O. Ambohot. You have to really fight it and assert yourself as a big man so that no little guy will just push you just like that.
You know what? He's a little guy, but he plays like he's the biggest one on the floor. He is not afraid of the contact. He feels that he has the strength to dislodge everyone. And Adrian Nocum plays with such force downhill.
What Adrian Nocum did was the right thing to do, because you want to create space. But again, you know, defensively, for J.O. Ambohot, you want to change your image, because you want to really try to be a more physical player so that guys would really think twice before they come into contact with you.
So Cade Flores coming in here for Calvin Abueva. Now with Cade Flores, you have a very physical and rugged rebounder. Bo Belga against Ambohot. Mike Malonzo in the ball game for the first time, as well as Lemeti. Santillan can get triple, and that'll be a push from behind from Ambohot. And racking up the foul count here is Ambohot. Gotta be careful with that, considering their big man options.
Yes, I mean, J. Ambohot will definitely play a key role here, being part of that big man lineup.
Rain or Shine, soon for time. 4-point lead for Titan, don't go away.
Okay. We can also run. You're here, right? Once you pass here, pin down. Then make a switch. Back cut. Then hand up. Cade, watch you. Pass on Cade. You get the ball here, attack him, that will break away. If not, big man here, big man.
Well, the LaSalle Ateneo connection is real. Von Pesumal and Aljon Melesio lit up the stage to start off the game for the Titan Ultra. Let's take a look at the 3-point and 4-point shooting. Aljon Melesio, here's his 4. And of course, Von Pesumal a while ago would hit a 4 as well as Alvin Abueva. Incredible start for Titan Ultra, but even so, credit Rain or Shine, because even with them hitting all of those shots, it is still only 27-23. They're keeping in pace, partner. But what about this guy, Aljon Melesio, and of course, Von Pesumal?
Yes, both guys really came into the game and really helped Titan Ultra really have that very good start early. And so far, the big question mark here for Titan Ultra is if the bench can really sustain it. Yeah, but historically, they really had problems with that kind of issue, having the bench really suffer when they came into the game.
Melesio missing the first of 2. Because right now, you're right, partner. You look at this lineup of Titan, you're wondering right now, where will the scoring come?
Well, I mean, you got Franyu there. Of course, you got the rookie, Chris Kuhn. Flores is also going to be the inside presence. But again, you know, you want the second unit to be as explosive as the first unit when you start things out, because you don't really want to fall behind. And Rain or Shine is a team that has so many starters or even guys coming off the bench.
And right now, Nokum outran 2, feeds Mike Malonzo. Back to Nokum. Now to Santi Santillan, who attacks the cup. No dice, and the ball falls back to the Black Shirts.
Yeah, that's what makes Rain or Shine really exciting. Look at the way they just attack. You know, they're just so quick, and they will try to attack. Despite the miss, you see them always going hard to the basket.
Josh Munzon to check in the next opportunity. Now looking for Kuhn. Kuhn attracts a double. Cannot find anyone though. Kate Flores now. Flores, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Kuhn. Kuhn working on Mike Malonzo. Has to pull up. And that's a good block there from Nokum. And all you got to say is what a defensive stand for Rain or Shine.
Yes, you look at the way that they really pressure, they really extend out and really force you to pass the ball. That when you pass it, you see guys really get into the passing lanes and there's really no one else to pass to.
Jeon Bohot will check out. So right now, it is a relatively small lineup here for Titan Ultra with Big Bo Belga, arguably the most impactful inside player on the floor. But he's going to be a steal. Here's Munzon. Munzon will slow things down. We'll wait for everyone to come in. Here's Kuhn now. Kuhn waiting for the pick. Goes an attack.
Oh,
and
nice,
Chris Kuhn.
nice.
Wow.
See, when Chris Kuhn gets more experience, and especially you know, the kind of read and game that he knows, he will definitely be a big asset for this Titan Ultra team. But look at that size. That, you know, a guy who at 6'5" can be a point guard.
Oh, that's a great drive from Major Nokum as Nokum is starting to turn it up.
He's just tearing up Balanza right now using his speed.
Kuhn. He goes on the attack again. A little bump from Santillan. That'll be 2 shots coming from the rookie. So Kuhn's such an exciting player because he possesses a certain size that most guards don't have, but then he is so comfortable holding the ball as well.
And then he's very good in putting the ball on the floor. I mean, so far, it's just that, you know, he just really needs to be more consistent with his performance. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot on the upside for this player.
Of course, Kuhn looked at as one of the most promising rookies, first-year players here in this PBA Season 50. Interesting to see how he develops as a player, especially with so many good veterans on this squad. Here's Nokum. Crossover dribble. Boy, oh boy. Adrian Nokum. He's starting to feel it early here.
You're just going to go crazy trying to defend Adrian Nokum because on one-on-one you will already have problems. What more when you talk about Adrian Nokum coming off screens?
Kate Flores. There could not get that, but he gets a steal here. Finding Balanza now. Balanza to Josh Munzon. Tees up a triple. Munzon joins in.
Titan is really fighting here. Munzon getting back in the game. he definitely will be the #1 option on offense.
Lemeti attacks on the drive, misses. Santillan saves it, but misses again. Ball falls to Kuhn, loose ball foul against Santillan.
What's difficult right now is Rainer Shine is getting into the heart of that defense.
Three-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. As you had Josh Munzon add on another triple here for the Titan Ultra. And right now, because of that last foul penalty situation, Titan have a chance to extend the lead even further. Cade Flores now.
Titan has missed 2 front-end free throws already in succession. The other one was Chris Kuhn. And then now you have Cade Flores missing also in his front end.
You know, it's also going to be interesting to see how Titan sharpen up on the defensive end. They lost their last 2 games by an average of 27.5 points, partner. So they're going to have to ensure that if there is going to be a dry spell in this game, Rain or Shine don't run away with it.
Yes, I mean, if you're struggling from the field, because as you said, I mean, if you're going to be losing like that, you definitely have to pick up your defense or at least even shoot the ball better.
Lementi misses from close range. Munzon with a heave, that won't count. 34-28 in favor of the Titan Ultra Giant Risers. Boy, they are making it hard for Rain or Shine here in the first quarter. 34-28, don't go away.
White. I don't want you to play more. Okay? Now you two can switch. Even Josh, no. Stay on the ball. Ako yung sama. Ikaw yung pera niya. Okay? You understand? The hell?
Ako yung taong hindi mo makikita ng kahinaan eh. Makikita mo lang ako ng kahinaan pag family ko na inaano mo, na agrabyado. Pero this team, di mo makikita ng kahinaan. Pinupursige ko itong paglalaro kasi actually, basketball, yan lang kinakabuhay natin eh. Pero is my age, talagang kailangan ko pukpukin to kasi meron pa. Meron lalabas pa.
I love that from Calvin. Meron pa daw. And of course, for more, we turn it over to Pauline Versosa. Pauline.
Colin, Coach Eric, here's some good news. Calvin Abueva's hamstring injury has been improving steadily. He says it's about 90% now, but with that said, he's actually been feeling a bit under the weather tonight, dealing with some sinus congestion. But true to Calvin's character, as we heard from him earlier, even when he's not at full strength, you can still count on him to bring that trademark energy every time he steps on the floor. Speaking to Calvin, he said he just hopes to see that same level of energy from the guys on the bench. He said the second unit's effort in their last few games hasn't quite matched what's needed from them, and that's something they need to fast track tonight. He likened their process to climbing a staircase, and he says they're still far from the top, but he knows it's a learning process. And if there's one thing that can be accelerated tonight, it's the energy and effort that they bring on the floor. Gentlemen?
Thank you so much for that report, Pauline Versosa. I loved how detailed that was, like climbing a set of stairs. As Balanza in the corner opens up the scoring here for Titan. And their three-point shooting very much on point. And that's so interesting that Calvin even brought up the bench here and hoping that he could lead by example as Lementi hits a three as well. How important is that, partner, that Calvin's leading by example energy-wise as Chris Kuhn will go line to shoot too?
If you remember that first game against Meralco, when he scored 40 and became the best player, he was actually the talk of the town in his performance. You know, that's a kind of leadership that you really want to have. And that's the kind of leadership that a young team like Titan Ultra would need. So when you have Calvin there in your lineup, definitely he provides not only the experience, not only the energy, but also the kind of leadership that any team would love to have.
Chris Kuhn misses the second one, 37-31 here in the second quarter. After what was a fantastic first quarter for the Titan Ultra. Let's take a look at the numbers here for the Titan Ultra in that quarter. First quarter, they were 3 of 4 from 4-point land, 4 of 10 from 3-point land. So really, they scored 12 points from the 4-point area, and of course, they scored 12 from 3. Incredible.
Yes, that's something that you know, any team would really love to have, especially when you're starting the game out. Great shooting to start things out, so it kind of picks up the energy.
And speaking of right now, there's a lot of extracurricular activity happening on the part of Kate Flores and Big Bo Belga. And that time falls to Mike Malonzo. Lemeti hit a 3 a while ago. Oh, and that is going to be a foul against Fran Yu, but Fran Yu insisting he got the ball.
Well, it's a very physical guard. You know, don't be deceived by Fran Yu's demeanor. Even during the NCAA days, he was a very physical guard.
Let's take a look at this again, partner. So he did get the ball first, right? But maybe got arm as well, and the follow-through went to the face. Interesting to see how the referees would see this.
I'm also interested, but I also have my take on that.
Yeah. What did your take be, partner?
The ball was just in the same area, but it's easy to disguise it because you want to go for the head too. You know why?
Why?
You know why I can say it that way?
Why?
Because I'm going to do it that way too. But the thing is, I'm done already.
Yes.
I'm done. I mean, how many times have we seen, you know, that's how, what you call that, simple lang.
Yeah. That's a way to impose physicality
I mean,
legally.
it's physical.
Yeah.
What can we do? I mean, that's how it is.
So the referees made a decision. So because of the contact on the head, that's going to be flagrant foul penalty 1. There it is. That was a very aggressive swipe. So again, Coach John Del Cardel disagreeing, but that is the ruling. So that means he'll have to sit out for the next 3 minutes, 3 game minutes, and all of a sudden they're going to have to call on Aldrin Melesio yet again, who's going to be hoping to continue his hot shooting form in the first quarter.
Well, they needed it. So again, Pao, you saw the difference when the second unit came. I mean, the intensity, the torrent shooting that we see with the starting unit was not there. But again, at least they were able to provide some firepower, most especially when Joshua Monzon came back in. So there's kind of that leadership. So that's something that Titan Ultra would really have to be more consistent with, because you will really have a hard time against Rain or Shine, most especially because this team has a very deep bench.
All right, so here's Adrian Nocum set to inbound. Big Bo Belga has it. Kate Flores trying to bother him. Gives it to Ildefonso off the handoff, and that will be an offensive foul. And Big Bo is saying that he was held in the arm off that pick. Happened right in front of us, partner. All right, so Kate Flores. Now the inbound. Let's take a look at that, and there. So there was a bit of hold on Big Bo's part, which the referee did see. Now Kuhn shoots straight away, straight line, but a miss. Oh, Josh Monzon saving it. Kate Flores now. Back to Monzon. Melesio sidestep 3. That's good.
I thought for a while that he should have taken that shot early, but you can see that Aldrin is definitely having a hard shooting hand, and that's great passing again by Rain or Shine.
Adrian Nocum being able to get that one. Here, look, here's Kuhn. He wants to join in as well. And Chris Kuhn. Titan are burying Rain or Shine in an avalanche of threes.
Yes, that's how you really want to compete here. You just have to have that confidence to take shots.
Mike Malonzo. That's a good swipe coming from Monzon. And there's a late whistle. A late whistle here coming from Janken Astero. Right in front of us. And that's what Coach John Del Cardel is complaining about.
Well, it looked like he also got hit in the face there because of the swipe. But again, it definitely will be dependent on how the referees will check it out.
So there was a couple of points of contention from the Titans side. First off, it was not the baseline referee who called it who was closest to the action. We're going to take a look at this.
It looked clean from that angle there. Well, we're on the left side of the screen, but I looked at it from there. I even thought that it hit the head. So
either way, Coach Jonadel Cardel upset with the call. No challenge was made. It's a technical foul as well on Coach Jonadel Cardel.
I mean, that's the challenge of the officials. Is really having a good angle on the call. And like I said, if you're really going to look at the baseline, which is on the monitor, and we had the referee on the baseline too, it would seem that he would be on a better vantage point to see it. See, but the ref who called was also closer to us, so that means that the swipe is coming from behind. So that's the point that I'm trying to drive at. When you're trying to make a call, if you were a referee, how do you make a call based on your interpretation of the angle on the call?
Yeah.
And it's not easy, because even I myself thought that he was hit in the face.
Malonzo gets that one to go. So that's the point of contention that I'm sure even our refereeing crew will be talking
it
about.
will also be an argument any which way you look at it, because it's very angle dependent, and it's not easy to do it.
Melesio, quick trigger three, no good. That was his heat check for the quarter. Here's Lemeti. Lemeti works on Balanza. Adrian Nocum has it now. Nocum charging at Kate Flores. Oh, the spin! Malonzo with a tip.
These young players are just so athletic that they can get to the basket that quick.
Here's Josh Munzon. Finding Balanza. Nice little fake from Balanza. Now to Munzon. 12 seconds on the shot clock here. Waiting for Kate Flores to offer a pick. Pass almost telegraphed. Oh, that's a four-pointer. Kuhn can't drill it. Balanza saves it to Melesio. Melesio thought about it. Oh, what a fake.
What a ball fake by Aljun. He's playing a fantastic game tonight.
Oh, you know, he's reminding me that he used to be the MVP in the high school division, the UAAP.
But he was also, a great scorer in his college days. Oh, this is offensive foul here.
Ildefonso with the offensive. Let's take a look at this again, partner. So the ball saved Aljun Melesio. Watch this pass fake.
Here. It froze a defense. That's how good Aljun Melesio is.
Again, you know what? He actually loves the term "welcome to the Melesio," talking about Aljun.
He's definitely putting on a show today.
Yes, he is.
15 points already. Still 8 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Calvin back in the game as well. The talismanic leader of this Titan team. The spin. No dice. And that is Lemeti. Nocum steps into a three ball. In and out. Datu can't keep it. Munzon has it now. And that's going to be a foul from Ildefonso again. 2 possessions, 2 fouls coming from Ildefonso. All right, so Titan, their shooting has been so problematic here for Rain or Shine, partner.
And that's what we're really talking about, because of that very good start. It carried on the entire game. So now it's really a question of just how to sustain it.
Balanza. They are all over Aljun Melesio right now. As Balanza attacks Ildefonso and scores off the glass. That was a tough look.
That's what you want from Balanza to really, contribute that way.
Gabe Norwood, now Ildefonso. Ildefonso finding Gabe again. Gabe settles for the jumper. Bit too strong, hits back rim. Calvin Abueva pushing the issue here. Calvin, little bump, can't finish. Lemeti with the save. Lemeti pitches it forward to Nocum. Nocum against Kuhn. And Nocum, wow, what an extension.
Look at him fly, just goes sideways, towards the shoulder of Chris Kuhn.
Now let's take a look at Josh Munzon. Using a couple of picks. Mike Malonzo still in front of him. He wants to go inside. Extends no good. Alvin Melesio could not get the rebound, and the ball will stay with the Black Shirts.
I like the way Mike Malonzo plays defense. You know, he's just like, you know, very good laterally, and he uses his length to be able to really smother the offensive player.
Well, you know, Adrian Nocum, he's so comfortable in the air.
Look at him go sideways. Kun was just trying to draw a foul. I mean, they're trying to draw a charge, and yet Adrian Nocum just goes sideways to avoid the charge.
Well, Von Pesamal has checked in again after he had that scorching hot first quarter. Let's turn it over to Pauline Versosa. Pauline.
Speed has always been Adrian Nocum's greatest strength, but sometimes that same speed can get the better of him. He admits there are still moments when it turns into a bit of giggle. Adrian shared he's still in that process of finding the right balance, learning how to slow himself down just enough to get better shot selection. Assistant coach Kaloy Garcia also weighed in, saying that while they let Adrian play his game, they're also teaching him when to use that burst and when to hold it back. Adrian says lately he's been making a conscious effort to channel more composure, something he knows is crucial, especially in Coach Yang's system, where you never know when your number is going to be called. That's why he says he's always trying to stay ready, especially for those pangdiinan moments. Following Coach Eric.
Thank you so much for the report. That was Pauline Versosa. And of course, with a guy like him on the fold, he's so reliable. And speaking about reliable right now, is there anyone more reliable than Alvin Melesio in the shooting?
Well, you know, he's just having a great game.
And you know, we know that he has this in his locker, talking about Alvin Melesio.
It just took a while, Bob, because, you know, ever since he came into the PBA, I was really looking for that time.
Von Pesamal, I'm so sorry, partner, but here we are on the break, and we're going the other way.
It's just that fast when you watch both teams trying to go on a fast break.
So right now, rain or shine. Again, such great shooting from Titan, but they're only down 7. They are scrapping here, which is exactly what Coach Yang Yao wants. As Monzon,
look at the penetration. I just love the tempo of both teams right now with the way they push the ball. There's really no slowing down. It makes it really exciting to watch.
Here's Clarito. Oh, and that's going to be a blocking foul. Von did not get there on time. You know, you saw what he wanted to do, though. Von Pesamal there on your screen. Again, hasn't really been used by his former teams, San Miguel Beermen and Barangay Ginebra. He did have a flash, though, during the off-season PBA on tour, if you remember, as Adrian Nocum gets a free ball.
It shows that Nocum really added, you know, that outside arsenal already.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time. He can just be so unstoppable because when he shoots in and out.
And here they go again. Rain or shine for Adrian Nocum. Nocum has had a fantastic first half. He finds Gabe Norwood wide open for 3. That's a miss. Monzon able to keep possession here despite the tap from Gabe Norwood.
Nice
Calvin Abueva. Wow.
That's the value of Monzon trying to look for his teammate. Calvin was wide open under the basket.
Right now, it is a wide open lane for Santillan because there was a Titan player fixing his shoes. And Ular could not catch it.
See, there's really no relaxing when you score against Rain or Shine because they will come back at you quickly.
Well, what a game we've seen here so far. We got to take a breather. We'll be right back.
Bomba, motion ko tayo. Arjun, motion ko tayo, ha? Motion ko naman tayo, itutuloy natin. Take the ball, round muna, 5-6 passes, iwan mo. Okay? No early shot, pare.
Welcome back. You're still joining us here in PBA Season 50, and the Titan Ultra have been attacking this Rain or Shine team. Take a look at their numbers here. They, in their last 3 games, all losses, they've at least hit 100 points, but they allowed 128.7 in those games. For more, let's turn over to Pauline.
It's no secret that a lot of the weight is really on Joshua Munzon's shoulders right now. But instead of shying away from that, Josh is actually fully embracing it by staying aggressive every time he's on the floor. We saw that in their last game. His shots weren't exactly falling, but Josh still found ways to make an impact, scoring most of his points from the line. He told me his mindset is simple, and that's, I can always be better than my last game. And amid their struggles as a team, Joshua knows it's a process. It's going to take time before the chemistry fully clicks. But what he's trying to do now is give his teammates confidence, to show them through his effort and attitude that they can trust each other and keep pushing. For Josh, that's what leadership looks like right now, staying patient and setting the tone for the entire squad. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much for that report. That's Pauline Versosa. But I'd like to dive deeper into that, but we have to focus here on what just happened, because Jordan Clarito landed on the legs of Calvin Abueva in that last sequence, and he is still struggling to get up here. Talking about Calvin.
Well, that's what's scary here, because it took a while, and Calvin is not even up yet. Could be a leg problem here.
Well, we're going to be hoping he's okay, and Coach Del Cartel looking with concern. Remember, he is coming from a hamstring injury. Talking about Calvin Abueva, he felt it in their second game against Converge. Let's take a look at that again. So the ball will drop to the floor. There's going to be a dive for it, and there.
I mean, you know, for the past few weeks, you know, I've been seeing a lot in social media, players falling over each other and people getting hurt. And it's just traumatic for me to see, because, you know, you've seen in different leagues, you see players get hurt that way. Of course, there's nothing intentional on the part of Jonard Clarito, but of course, you know, the accidents happen that way in the game.
So Calvin Abueva, he's upset, but he is up and walking, by the way, for those who are concerned. We saw the stats a while ago for Joshua Munzon. Great numbers here so far. Let's see if he can add on to that here. Von Pesumal now. Melesio. Karakot right in front of him. Melesio tracking the double. Kuhn. Kuhn on the attack. He extends, can't finish. Gets it in second ask.
Where they're seeing the openings right there, and they're rolling to the basket, and something that you really want to take advantage of.
And watching Aldrin Melesio in college and in high school, what made him so dangerous is that apart from being a dead-eye shooter, he actually can find the right passes in the interior. So he's a good pick-and-roll player as well.
Well, it speaks well of the kind of offensive arsenal that he has.
Easy miss there for Kate Flores. And here's Guillermo Muya. And that is
nice
a good finish.
Time there.
And that's just patience as well, Gian Mamuya.
Yeah, he just knew what to do with the basketball. That there was a chase down block, which I think if he went straight for the shot, he would have gotten blocked there.
Melesio insisting that there could have been a foul here. Here's Karakot. The dump off. Von Pesumal dives to the ground. Mamuyak saves it though. Wide open. Andre Karakot. No dice. Munzon. Melesio in front. Flores in the middle. In the wing is Von Pesumal. That's going to be a foul. 2 shots.
Yeah, Coach Eng will definitely look for that offensive foul there.
(55-51), 3:26 left here in the first half. We had a great one here so far as Kate Flores will try to restore a bit of the Titan lead here. Gets that one. Let's take a look at Kate Flores, partner. 8 points, 7 rebounds in that loss against TNT. He is a robust player, very physical.
And when you talk about guy who really goes for a high percentage shot, Kate Flores is the man. 75%. He takes little shots, but he definitely has a very high clip because he hardly takes a lot of those bad shots too.
Well, here's Andre Karakot. Aljon Melesio right in front of him. Gian Mamuyak dumps it off. Gabe Norwood in the corner. Calvin Abueva back in the ball game, by the way. He looks good. Here's Karakot. Karakot finding Santillan. And Santillan with a little fake, the dummy. And an easy 2.
Well, it's really a point-for-point exchange that the Titan is doing. You look at the stat line a while ago, Paolo, if you allow teams to score over 128, that's definitely going to be a big challenge and a big question mark on your defense, which is what we're seeing right now against Rain or Shine.
So Kate Flores adjudged with the offensive foul. Again, no challenges yet made by either coach. Oh, they are going to challenge, but is it going to be too late? And here's the thing. So Aljon Melesio went to coach John Del Cardel and said, no, wait, there might have, he saw a shirt pull, which was one of the reasons why there's going to be an offensive foul. Coach John Del Cardel gave the sign for a challenge. And Coach Yeng Gao's insisting, no, they got to use it. So we're going to sort things out for you when we return. This intriguing matchup. Don't go away.
Let's run 4 down on the half court. Okay, 4 down tayo sa half court. Okay, Santi. Okay, ikaw to. Okay, so pagbigay kayo. Downhill mo. Dito si... Iyan. Ikaw, bale, okay lang. Okay, ikaw magda-downhill. Okay, ikaw da-dive. Okay,
Welcome back. You're still joining us here in PBA Season 50. And so far, partner, it looks like there is no challenge made. We are going to play as is with the ball going to rain or shine. Let's take a look at their numbers here. So in their last game, by the way, fast break points really came up big for them. But compared to the past few years, they're actually slowing down as a team.
Well, you know, they may be slowing down too, but, you know, they could be more efficient because once they get into their early offense, they definitely, and there's really no clear, you know, lane to the basket. They can set up their offense and it becomes a half-court set. But yet, when you look at the way they run their offense, there's really a lot of quick movements, which is what Coach Yeng wants.
Here's Andy Karakot. Good battle for the rebounding here. The Santillan wins. Gives it to Gabe Norwood now. Karakot to Mamuyak. Mamu attacking Von Pesumal. Dumping it up to Gabe. Oh, good block there from Calvin. Calvin Abueva containing Gabe Norwood twice, and that's going to be a foul. Chris Kuhn absorbing that one from Gabe Norwood, and Gabe upset that there was no foul. So that'll also mean free throws here for Titan. And Gabe still arguing his case. You know, rarely do you see Gabe Norwood complain. As Kuhn buries the free throw. Much needed, by the way, for Titan. A chance here to make it a 2-possession ball game.
Yeah, if Titan can just like, you know, or be more consistent with the kind of defense that Coach John wants, then they would have a, you know, a better chance of trying to keep this scoring low, but at the same time really be explosive on the offensive end.
Splitting the free throws, 57-53, 1-possession ball game. Mamu. Now Karakot, that's a 3-ball, no dice. Munzon. Oh, it's still Santillan who ends up with the ball. Great effort there from Jonah Clarito.
Yes, Clarito really made a big difference there. Just kept the ball alive.
Munzon driving, little bump. No good. Jonah Clarito has it now. Karakot, Gabe Norwood. Gabe ties it up.
Look at the veteran here, Paolo. You know, he was claiming that this could be his last year. And yet, look at the way he's really been playing and the number of minutes that is being given to him. The responsibilities still remain for a great player like Gabe Norwood. But look at the action here in terms of offensive rebounding. You don't really have to get that ball. You just have to keep the ball alive, and you just have to make sure that you have a teammate there to back you up.
So Gabe Norwood a chance to get the lead here to rain or shine. Rain or shine did lead today when it was still 6-3. 7 points, 7 rebounds, unable to get the lead though. So Calvin Abueva. Von Pesumal and Aljon Melesio have quieted down here in quarter number 2. And that'll be a foul on Gian Mamuyak. So free throws here for Calvin to give the lead back to Titan. So here's Calvin. Gets the first.
I tell you that the matchup between Titan and Rain or Shine. But go ahead, Pao.
So right now in this Pilipinas Live app, we have this poll question: who will score more free throws, Guillermo Muyak or Josh Munzon? You can answer that on the Pilipinas Live app, which you can download and register for free, or visit PilipinasLive.com. Available on Google Play or the App Store. 2 free throws made, 2-point lead for Titan. 1:33 left here in the first half. Here's Guillermo Muyak. Mamu. Now to Santillan. For shot, no good. And Gabe Norwood extends for that one, and the ball will go back to Rain or Shine. (59-57), 1:21 left. It was a 6-point lead for Titan going into the second quarter. As Jonathan Clarito hands up in the air, misses everything. Pushing it to Balanza. Balanza for 3.
Great contribution on the part of Jeric Balanza. He's fired up now.
Caraco. Oh, and great steal there from Calvin Abueva. Aldrin Melesio has a decision to make here. Finds Josh Munzon with the reverse.
Titan is really converting all those great stops into easy baskets. 7-0 run here for Titan Ultra.
Santillan. Oh, Calvin Abueva all over that. Defensively, partner, Calvin Abueva has been all over.
Well, he's really showing how it's supposed to be done. He already has 10 rebounds in the game.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. As it looks like another timeout will be called here, this time by Rain or Shine. Let's take a look at that feed again. 7-0 run. And Josh Munzon with the cherry on top of that play. Melesio playing provider that time. 35.8 left here in the first half. And we will hold on to the air as Coach Yan Gao is set to reconfigure things here. Let's take a look at this. We are also in Dubai. PBA in Dubai later tonight, 7 p.m. Dubai time live at the Coca-Cola Arena, 11 p.m. Philippine time, live telecast on RPTV, Rush, Pilipinas Live, and One Sports YouTube channel. And take a look at that there, what it all means to our kababayans over in Dubai. And you can see that there. 7 p.m. in Dubai, in the Coca-Cola Arena. Barangay Ginebra and San Miguel, both of them having a tough start to the conference, and maybe it can get going in Dubai.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, you really need to get going one way or another. But again, all these top teams, you know, because of their experience, Paolo, they may start out slow, but they always come back strong.
All right, back to the action here. Calvin Abueva. Now Kud. To the corner to Balanza. Balanza. Oh, great tap there from Gabe Norwood, and what a save there. Great effort. Rain or Shine. Gabe Norwood. Santillan. Oh! That is a knee to the chest, and they're going to have to take a look at that.
Well, that's a bad sight to see on Calvin. Is definitely hurt there. You don't want to get knee there in the middle of your bread basket. Wow.
And Calvin Abueva.
That's hard.
Waited for that. That was a hard foul. 16.4. Let's take a look at this again. Santillan goes up, and watch that knee.
It's actually the knee and the foot. Because he just went up so high, just landed there. I felt that he had to stick out that knee to protect him too, because if not, you also wanted to go strong to the basket, but
so it's just seen as an offensive foul. 30-second timeout here for Titan Ultra. And Calvin Abueva, he's sitting up right now for those wondering. And he was taking that charge. He knew what was going to happen.
Yes, I mean that's the hard part. That's always the risk when you try to draw this charge.
Yeah. But Calvin Abueva is putting everything on the line here.
Yes. I mean, risking everything, you know, even if he gets hurt, you know, the base never backs down on anything.
Because you're taught that, partner, to go up and you're going to have one knee up.
Yeah, especially on a triangle layup.
Say hello to Titan Ultra's next 3 games. It is the Blackwater Bossing at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium on November 5, followed by a tough sequence wherein they play Barangay Ginebra and the San Miguel Beermen back-to-back. Of course, Titan Ultra trying to get going here. They had a poor run of games recently, unable to really defend much. But so far in this game, it has been quite different. As you have right now, Calvin back on the bench. Von Pesumal checks in for him. This should be the last offensive possession for Titan Ultra in the quarter. Josh Monzon working on Gabe Norwood.
Great defense by Gabe. Fantastic defense.
And that time, Kuhn did not stay in the corner. So that heave will be no good. And what a quarter. What 2 quarters. What a half here. So physical. Exactly what we expected from these 2 teams. Rainer, Shine, and Titan have been running, have been gunning. But Aljon Melesio has stood out here today, partner.
Well, he really shot the ball very well, and that's the most important thing. He's feeling good. He continues to do so. He continues to see all the openings. That's why he just has to take those shots, because he's having a great scoring night.
Well, Aljon Melesio, one of the smallest guys on the floor. He is a giant riser here today. He's been coming up big. Let's see if he can do that again in the second half. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
gabi mga ka-PBA. Nagbabalik tayo dito sa Inares Center in Antipolo para sa tapatang Titan at Rainer Shine. My name is Eileen Shi and welcome to our halftime show. The score is currently 64-57 in favor of Titan. At ito ay dahil ibang sigla ang kanilang pinakita. Binilisan nila ang laro at nagpaulan sila ng 3. Kaya mamaya titingnan natin kung anong sagot ang gagawin ng Elasto Painters. But for now, it's time for us to take
a look at our current league leaders. As of October 25, nangunguna si Cedric Bearfield, scoring 24.5 points per game. Si June Mar Fajardo naman ang nangunguna sa rebounds, 17 rebounds per game. Juan Gomez de Leaño, 10.3 assists per game. At si Paulo Hernandez naman, 2.8 steals per game. And we also have Raymond Almazan. Pero syempre, today we have the luxury of watching 3 games dahil mamayang gabi, solid ang laban sa Dubai. It's gonna be the San Miguel Beermen versus Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. That's gonna be happening at the Coca-Cola Arena. Live yan sa Dubai, 7 p.m. Dubai time. At mapapanood natin yan, 11 p.m. live telecast on RPTV, PBA Rush, Pilipinas Live, and One Sports YouTube channel. Of course, dahil naman dyan, dito sa PBA, we also know how to have fun. And of course, we are gonna be going to Cagayan de Oro City, November 15 yan, Saturday at the Aquilino Pimentel Jr. International Convention Center. It's gonna be the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters versus the TNT Tropang 5G. 7:30 p.m. yan at mapapanood nyo siya live pa rin sa ating mga respective channels. For tickets, if you want to watch live, the prizes are there. At kung saan nyo rin mabibili, makikita nyo rin sa inyong mga screens. But of course, here in the PBA, we also know how to have fun. Kaya naman panoorin natin ang itong feature na ito.
Morning person or night owl?
Ooh, night owl.
Beach or mountain?
Give me the beach.
City life or product life?
I'll go city life.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs, 100%.
Rain or sunshine?
Let's go. I like the rain.
Introvert or extrovert?
Somewhere in between. No, I'll go extrovert. Extrovert.
Plan ahead or go with it?
Go with the flow. Unfortunately, sorry, Lay. Sorry.
Sneakers or sandals?
Let's go sneakers.
Save or text?
Save.
Texting or calling?
Texting.
What's the last person?
My family group chat, the kids. Yeah, my wife and kids. Awesome.
Movies or series?
Movies.
Comedy or horror?
Comedy.
Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Music or podcast?
Music.
Reading or gaming?
Gaming.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
Concert or sporting event?
Depend. Kasi pares ko sila like.
Night out or chill at home?
Chill at home.
Singing or dancing?
Depend to the mood.
Ngayon, anong mood mo ngayon?
Ngayon, sige, ano lang, dance na lang.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Pizza or burger?
Burger.
Rice or bread?
Rice.
Cup or spread?
I don't drink soft drinks.
Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes, for sure.
Spicy or mild?
Mild.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Vanilla.
Home cooked or fast food?
Home cooked.
Ice cream or cake?
Ice cream. Ice cream.
If you were an ice cream, what flavor would you?
Cookies and cream.
Why?
It's my color. Or coffee. Coffee works too. Yeah.
Movies or TV shows?
Movies.
Comedy or horror?
Comedy.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Music or podcast?
Music.
Reading or gaming?
What was that, sir?
Reading or gaming?
Oh, gaming.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
Concert or sports event?
Sports event.
Night out or chill at home?
Chill at home.
Lastly, singing or dancing?
Neither.
Nothing?
I have to choose one. Singing.
Can you give us?
No.
Not a good sign for the Elasto Painters.
Last shot time for Rainer Shine. Nokum trying to force it. Walang nakuha doon. Perez for 4. CJ from way downtown.
And what a way to end the first 2 quarters of action. CJ Perez stopping and nonchalantly taking the shot from beyond the 4-point line. Usually sa 4th quarter lang nangyayari yan eh. Hindi na pwede mag-foul ang TNT.
Barrientos puts it up. Oh! Wow. So, you know, if you're TNT, that's the worst possible way. But then,
it's a desperation shot
at the
by
buzzer.
RJ Barrientos.
That's going to be three tries to basket, Charlie. This
Black
is the third.
lost it. 3 to shoot. He's trapped. He gets away. Goes up. Woo! Hung in the air. And then threw it up with his right hand. What a shot.
Good.
Santillan also making his debut para sa Rainer Shine. Look at Gabe Norwood! Nahiya.
Alam mo kung ganito pa rin ang pinapakita ni Norwood?
Wala na Chris Newsome. 6 fouls na po siya.
Cancino now with it. Down to 9 on the shot clock. What's CJ gonna do? Takes the J. Off the glass. Off the glass.
That's how you make your bones, my friend. Sanay na siya sa mga malalaking tira na rin na gano'n. Sinasanay niya sarili niya. Walang problema. Back shot para dito kaya CJ Cancino. They have to read, my friend.
Sabi ni CJ Cancino, okay, fellow Maroon, you can hit a big shot. I'll hit one too.
Hello, welcome back. You're still watching your PBA Season 50 United Center in Antipolo. Let's take a look at this one. Titan Ultra leading Rain or Shine 64-57 at the end of 2 quarters of action. Hello, I'm Balo de Rosario alongside Coach Eric Reyes. It is Pauline Versosa joining us on the sidelines. And the shooting here of the Titan Ultra really stood out in the first half.
Well, not only did they shoot the ball very well, you know, they had at least, it's close to like a 23 attempts on both 4s and 3s. And when you look at the 2 points, it's 26. So it's like a 50-50 in terms of like the outside shooting that they opted to take. They shot the ball very well at 42%, considering that they were shooting beyond the arc. Look at the fast break points, the second chance points also. These are all hustle points that Titan Ultra really took advantage of. Look at the fast break. This is what I really want to put to really focus on. 11 only for Rain or Shine. It was Titan Ultra who was able to really take advantage of the number of fast break points, which is the game of Rain or Shine.
You know, you take a look at the way that they have shot the 3-ball here, partner. And the Titan Ultra have actually scored above 40% in each quarter from beyond the arc. As I take a look at the leading scores here, Algin Milesio, partner, has been putting on a show.
Yes, and definitely, you know, Milesio had 17, Abueva had 11, Pesumal had 9, Balanza had 9 on the other hand. You have 11 for Nocum, 9 for Clarito, Santillan had 8. And there's so many contributors on the part of this team. And at the same time, you really want to put more emphasis on the advantage of the hustle points, which is the offensive, the points of turnovers and the offensive rebounds and putbacks.
You know, we also have to talk about the bench mob here for Titan because off the bench, Jeric Balanza in that second quarter had 8 points. Chris Kuhn had 6. We talk about there having to be consistency with the starters, and at least Balanza and Kuhn were able to contribute in that factor. All right, so going into the third quarter, partner, Rain or Shine, what do you feel they need to adjust on considering the strong play of Titan here?
Well, the number one is Rain or Shine had 11 turnovers at the half. So that's not the kind of game that you notice with Rain or Shine. But of course, Titan Ultra is the one that's really forcing it. So they have to really take care of that basketball, go for more shots rather than turning the ball over.
Juan Pesumal shooting over Gabe Norwood. Wow, he is now up to 12.
It's really tough to play this Titan Ultra team with the way they're shooting the ball. They are scoring over 30 points in one quarter in the first and the second. So let's see how they fare out here in the second half.
Wide open, Anton Asisio. You don't do that, but that time it is Titan who come away with it. Titan, Algin Milesio thinking about, he'll slow things down here. Calvin Abueva now up top. Gabe Norwood right in front of him, playing 4 out. 4 out here is Titan. Calvin driving inside, no good. Ball falls to Gabe Norwood and Adrian Nocum. Nocum against Von Pesumal. Sidestep. Oh, beautiful Euro.
Was definitely a favorite of Adrian Nocum. He just makes you just guess on where he is going to go.
Here's Von Pesumal now finding Calvin Abueva. Calvin waiting for the play to develop here. Oh, just telegraphed there. Vaughn trying to stop this fast break, and that time he does the first time, but then the second is there, and he's saying, why is no one here with me?
It's a one-on-one thing, and the thing is you need your teammates to really help you out because Clarito is going to overpower him.
Josh Munzon. Calvin Abueva gets open, finding
Beautiful
Josh Munzon. Oh, they want a 4-pointer instead, but Vaughn will settle for a 3. Vaughn can't make it. Asisio will tap it to Nocum. Gabe Norwood, touch pass, and go back to Nocum. Nocum left wide open. The miss there. He hit 1-3 a while ago, but still Nocum, the teams are still giving him that shot.
Because that's a gamble, because which would you rather have, Pao, if you're going to be defending him penetrating or him taking a shot outside?
That is a 3-ball coming from Milesio and a foul called as well. 20.
That halftime break never really cooled the heels of Algin Milesio. He's still having a hot shooting night.
Well, this 3-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. And there, Algin Milesio elevating. He shot over Gabe Norwood a while ago. Now shooting over Keith Datu. Don't tell him what height he is, partner.
I mean, I just love the jump shot. You know, it's really picture perfect, especially in the form of Algin Milesio. He's got great elevation considering his height. because it's not that easy to block because of his their jumping.
So they're gonna check for anything more here. So Melesio already at the free throw line. Again, this is what his potential is, partner. Talking about Aljon Melesio, we all know that he could do this. So it's just a regular foul. Bonus free throw here for Aljon. Let's turn it over to Pauline. Pauline.
Foul on Coach Eric heading into the second half. Assistant Coach Kaloy Garcia was quick to point out that Rain or Shine was getting beaten at their own game at fast break points. He also lamented how they gave up too many open threes in that first half. And so for Rain or Shine, the key here is to tighten up on defense, to crash the boards, and to make those crucial stops. Now on the other side, Coach Johnny Del actually wants the Titan Ultra Giant Risers to completely forget about their lead. He says they need to play like they're the ones trailing. He was happy with their strong start, crediting it to the team's good ball movement. But his reminder stays the same. It starts with patience, and now he wants to see them double their efforts in order to sustain that discipline throughout the next two quarters. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Pauline Versosa. The key word there, like Pauline mentioned, is discipline, partner.
Yes.
Because maintaining a lead is so difficult as well.
Especially against Rain or Shine. But look at the discipline. You're talking about discipline. You see the attitude of Barasi when his teammate took that shot. He still crashed the boards. That is discipline for you because he's fulfilling a role in this team.
Oh, and Vaughn feeding Calvin Abueva.
That halftime, report by Pauline was really on cue or on point. Rain or Shine really getting beat off with the kind of game that they normally play.
That's true, partner. And right now, Gabe Norwood with the foul on Calvin Abueva, which he admits to be true. So Aljon Melesio now. Gonna see Shaw right in front of him. Barasi with the pick. Oh, Melesio getting away. This time Keith Datu looking for Calvin Abueva. Teasing the four. Gabe Norwood all over him. Short shot clock. He's got to go. And Calvin does, and Calvin can't make it. Here's Nokum. Goes on the attack, and that's going to be a foul. Calvin Abueva giving that up. 75-61 the count here. 8:08 left here in the third quarter. And you just got to say, it has been an entertaining one here. And Titan Ultra refusing to let this one go.
Yes, and the most important thing, if they can make stops here in the second half, they would have a better chance, especially now that they're up by 14 points. On the part of Rain or Shine, they have to be the ones playing better defense because, as you said a while ago, Paolo, they're being hurt off those jump shots that are not contested. That's one. And especially, we've seen a couple of those penetrations with drop passes. Again, that's the kind of game that we see Rain or Shine do, sharing that basketball. Now, Titan Ultra is really showing us a lot of team play that makes it a lot, shows a different dimension of the team rather than just individual play.
Here's Calvin Abueva. Now Aljon Melesio. Ambohot. Looking for some help here. He'll get it to Calvin Abueva. 7 seconds on shot clock. Great defense being shown by Rain or Shine. They are all over the black shirts, and it results in a turnover. Oh, but thrown away there by Adrian Nokum. Just too quick for Anton Asisio.
Well, they had 11 turnovers already in the first half. With a couple of more here in the second, that's going to balloon already a lot.
Munzon. Adrian Nokum right in front of him. Trying to navigate through a couple of screens. Munzon to Calvin. Calvin, size advantage. Leans in, gets at the fall.
Now it's really very difficult to defend against this team because everyone is really contributing right now.
Adrian Nokum. 10-1 run in favor of Titan as Keith Datu tacks on two. Oh, what a quick move coming from Munzon, and he'll go to line to shoot two. And he's also a master of making to the free throw line. I remember Arvin Tolentino, who was just so good at finding ways to find himself in the free throw line. Monzon has a similar talent.
But that's probably, because he had 15 out of 20 in the previous game. That's something that Monzon is good at, and maybe he already learned that from Arvin Tolentino, and that's something that he really wants to do, because getting into the line is going to be your advantage, especially, unfortunately, he missed the front end of the free throw. I had to pause there before continuing.
Yeah, but to be fair, in general, Monzon is one of the better free throw shooters, as Bon Pesumal is going back to the bench to get looked at here. Splits his free throws, talking about Josh Monzon. Lead climbs up to 78-64. Rain or shine trailing here. Asisio holds on to this one with Nokum right in front of him. Asisio against Melesio. An old Ateneo Lasal rivalry brewing between these two. And Asisio unable to score over Melesio, but Nokum is there to clean it up.
Oh, he's really finding ways on how to get going. His offense is okay, but the rest of the team so far is not really doing a good job in this quarter. You just get offensive rebounds, and that's something that you can really contribute in.
Here's Calvin now. Calvin attacking Jonathan Clarito. Oh, he likes that matchup, and the whistle's blown. He'll shoot two.
These two have really been quite physical with each other. And Calvin is trying to draw some fouls to go to the line.
Coach Yang disagreeing with this one. 78-66 to count here. Titan. Of course, you feel like they are still a franchise looking for their identity, looking for a way to play that will really work for them. And based on what we're seeing here so far, if this is replicable, the type of looks that they're generating from beyond the arc, the shooting, maybe this could be it. As Calvin's now up to 16 and 13. Wow, he's filling up the stat sheet. Maybe that's 17.
Slowly but surely, Calvin Abueva, en route to another 20-point game.
Jonah Clarito against Balanza. Oh, great tap there as Monzon goes driving. And they're going to say that that's a foul off the break. So it should be on the floor, or because if you're going to make it a shooting foul, you're going to have to decide whether it's a 4 or a 3.
But that was a very smart move on the part of Monzon.
Again, what a tap there from Balanza. Credit him for initiating that turnover.
That's something that Rain or Shine has really been good at. We've seen a couple of guys, picking a pocket from behind. Now it's Balanza's turn on the opposite end.
Here's Monzon. Oh, wow.
I thought defense was already there, but yet he was able to finish.
Adrian Nokum unable to get that to fall, and that's going to be a foul against Jonard Clarito. .549 here in the third quarter. Timeout called on the floor. Titan Ultra will sue for time. And Rain or Shine will try to gather the troops here right after this.
You just need to work harder staying in front, okay? Now guys, okay, if they try to go with that ball screen, your man is sino to, si Abahot. We try to do one hard trap, okay? Rotate tayo. Okay, just one hard trap.
Welcome back. We're still joining us here in the United Center in Antipolo, where the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters are struggling against the Titan Ultra Giant Risers. 82-66 is the count here so far. Paulo Del Rosario, alongside Coach Eric Reyes. It is Pauline Versosa joining us on the sidelines. And it has been quite the game we've seen here so far from Titan. The shooting of Von Pesumal, Aljan Melesio, the all-around play from guys like Calvin Abueva, Josh Monzon have really given Rain or Shine so much to deal with. But let's take a look at Adrian Nokum here, partner, because he is improving year in and year out, conference by conference. And remember, Coach Yang Giao says that this boy has MVP potential should he reach it. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals at the moment.
I remember the interview of Berhel Meneses mentioning about Adrian Noko like an heir apparent type.
Here's Fran Yu. He wants to join in the 3 party, and he does.
Wow, what a contributor in Fran Yu. You know, I only saw him just now after he was sent to the bench in the first half.
Well, it's hard to bench a guy like Alvin Venecio at the moment, at the way that he's shooting the ball. So Fran Yu getting the 3, but then Rainer Shine taking the stab inside. Here's Josh Munzon looking for a pick from Ambohot. He's shown a double here. Ambohot gets it back, handing it off to Munzon. Munzon driving, kicks it to Abueva. Abueva, a little body fake, unable to get the 3, and that's going to be a foul on Ambohot, dragging down Keith Datu. Another substitution here. Felix Elementi coming in for Anton Asisio, as Rainer Shine are looking to kickstart their offense here. But this third quarter, partner, if you're Rainer Shine, this is the nightmare scenario. Nothing changes from the offense of Titan.
I mean, it's still the same. Right now, they're really having a problem, trying to make stops. And that's something that is really keeping the momentum on the side of Titan.
Let's turn over to Pauline Versosa.
Fran Yu has really emerged as one of the most consistent guys now for Titan Ultra. But did you know, aside from wanting to be a reliable soldier for Coach John, Fran says he's also on a mission to write his own story. He shared that his basketball journey hasn't been the easiest. There were people who doubted him, even told him that he did not belong in the PBA. But instead of letting that get to him, Fran uses it as fuel. Every game, every possession is his way of proving that he deserves to be here. And amid their struggles as a team, Fran actually encourages his teammates to find that inner motivation, that personal reason to keep pushing just like him, so that they can all help the team get back in the win column. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that report. That was Pauline Versosa. Good sequence here that we've seen here for both Rainer Shine and Titan. Just a lot of hustle. Points not really following that much. But here's Calvin Abueva. Oh, getting the basket and 1.
It's very hard to defend again, especially if the defender is a taller player that's not really so used to the kind of quickness on Calvin Abueva.
I want to go back to the story there from Pauline Versosa, because Fran Yu's personal journey indeed was unconventional. Let's take a look at Calvin Abueva here, who is filling up the stat sheet yet again. Fran Yu wanting to use his personal journey to inspire his teammates. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it does, and if it inspires guys like Calvin Abueva to do what he's doing as well, who's also inspirational in his own right. So here's Adrian Nokum now. Nokum on the charge, moving, gunning, reverse is no good. Keith Datu misses the putback, and here's Balanza. Balanza. Here's Calvin Abueva. Fran Yu taking control here with Lemeti right in front of him. Abueva has it now. Thinking about the 4-pointer. Thinking about it twice. Attacks Datu instead. Extends, can't score. 4-on-4 break here. Mike Malonzo pushing off Ambohot. No good. Here's Nokum. Nokum now driving, attacking, and Nokum has just been so crafty inside.
He's just really going wild. A lot of his points are mostly coming from the shaded area.
Here's Titan now. Oh, and Nokum almost forced a steal. Munzon stops on the dime. Here's Yeo Ambohot. Can't get the 3-ball, and there's going to be a push there from Mike Malonzo.
Hard to defend or hard to box on Calvin Abueva because he's just so active.
Timeout called on the floor here. 2:52 left here in the third quarter. Rainer Shine still trailing Titan 87-72. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
About 10 points. Okay. That's 15. Okay. 10 points. Start of the fourth. We're gonna be good with that. Okay. So make the stop. Get back on defense. Make the play half court. Go. Yung ginagawa ni Hardhead. Okay. The roll. You just got it. The roll. Then we pick up our man. Okay. So we're just trying to stop the downhill on the momentum.
Let's say hello to Rain and Shine Elasto Painters here. Of course, Rain or Shine in the first 2 games went around 94.5 points per game, fast break points at 10. But let's take a look at what speed does, partner, because when they doubled up on their fast break point averages with Blackwater, they went past the century mark. And this Blackwater game is more indicative of what we're used to seeing from Coach Cheng Yao's team.
Yes, and that's the kind of game that Coach Cheng really loves to play. A lot of quick passing, a lot of transition or fast break attacks, getting a lot of those easy baskets. Calvin Abueva banking it off. Having a nice smile there.
Well, Calvin Abueva, always a fan favorite. Whenever you watch him, you can't help but see the emotion he plays with, the physicality, and his just sheer love of the competition, partner.
And he's really a tough player. Doesn't really, very, very hard, especially a very physical player too.
Mehmeti, now Norwood hops into a 3, and he gets it to fall. Well, Gabe Norwood, if this is the last conference we're going to see him, I want to enjoy every second of that round.
No, especially with the kind of athleticism that when we first started in the league, he had really those nice dribbling moves and those quick hops.
Brand new, feeding it inside, and that was just a good defensive possession from Rain or Shine, and a bit of a lack of awareness here from the Titan offense. Chris Kuhn giving Calvin Abueva a bit of a rest.
Rain or Shine so far still down by 14.
Still a lot of time though. This could change in a hurry. And that's going to be another turnover for Rain or Shine. Brand new. Getting the pass to halfway point. Now it's Chris Kuhn. Joshua Monzon. On the attack. Finding Balanza. Was open for a second. Takes it inside. It's going to be an offensive foul. And Gian Mamuyak will be happy with that turnover. Von Pesumal coming back in for Josh Monzon. Again, Von Pesumal, as long as you get him to his spot, it's going to result in a good look. Here's Lameti now. Big Bo. Belga now to Mamuya. Mamuya driving, attacking, clearly.
Oh, there was a nice screen under the basket too. He had the lane wide open for an easy layup.
Here's Chris Kuhn. Ambohot. Von Pesumal. Kuhn again. Mike Malonzo in front of him. Kuhn shoots over him. Oh, he drapes it. Again, the shooting has been so lethal here for Titan.
I think it's not only lethal, but it's just infectious. With the way, the starting unit really did a good job. It set the tone for the entire game, and even up to now, even the guys coming off the bench are also shooting very well.
Let's take a look at this again, partner, because Chris Kuhn, he knew what was coming. He knew the type of pressure that was going to be there, but it didn't matter. Lameti unable to get these bonus to fall. So it's still 92-79 in favor of the Titan Ultra Giant Risers. 3-point shooting there, 12 of 27 for Titan. As Balanza takes a look at the shot clock. Now goes on the attack. Oh, tough look. Bo Belga with the rebound. Lameti on the charge. They have the numbers, talking about Rain or Shine. And unable to take advantage, but Chris Kuhn could not collect.
That's another turnover, Pao. There's way too many turnovers. Very uncharacteristic by the way Rain or Shine would play. Because as I've said, I've noticed before, in even some of their Rain or Shine games, they would rather go for a layup or an attempt rather than turn the ball over. Although the intent was there to really pass the ball well, which is also part of their system. It's just that they're not converting on those.
Jay Ambohot goes back to the bench for Ato Ular. Ato Ular hasn't seen a lot of minutes here in this one. Lameti finding Bo. Bo Belga extends. That'll be 2 free throws. Ato Ular with a foul. And you know, it's always a good idea to attack the guy who just came in straight from the bench.
But that's why when you come in, you just have to go from 0 to 100 right away, because there's no more time for you to try to warm up.
Here's Bo. Gets the first of 2. And Big Bo Belga, one of the 2 players left in this Rain Shine team to see them win a championship, or be part of that team rather. Gets the 2 free throws to go. The one-handed free throw, always a joy to see. 92-81. Rain or Shine chipping away at this lead. Balanza wants to extend it. Just a 2-second difference between shot and game clock here in the 3rd quarter. Ato Olar with the pick. Malonzo right in front. Balanza will go to the line to shoot 2 as Mike Malonzo will be hit with that one. And Coach Yang Giao can't do anything but look away and protest.
Yeah, from my angle, it looked like a good call. Because when Malonzo was trying to recover, there was a bump there, or there was contact.
So right now, Coach Yang Giao calling for a head coach challenge. Not happy with the call, not happy with the quality of it. So we're going to find out if Coach Yang Giao does have a point. Now, Coach Yang also has been voicing, at least for this game, voicing his opinion on the officiating. As we take a look at this again. Mike Malonzo protesting his innocence again, and
it's hard from that angle. Yeah. Maybe here.
And our officials will have multiple angles to look at.
So there's a slight bump there, contact on the body.
But will that be enough for the call? Because there's a miss on the hands. So Coach Yang Giao waiting for the decision. Feeling confident with it, by the way. Our officials are scrutinizing the feed. Bo Belga coming on over to have a quick chat as well. So right now, Coach Yang Giao using this opportunity to sort things out from his own troops as he turn it over to our officiating crew.
Balanza against Malonzo. Therefore, the challenge of Rain or Shine is not successful. Successful.
Coach Yang Giao laughing because our official said
he corrected
himself. He said it was not successful, but it is successful. So it is a successful challenge in favor of Rain or Shine. Just to clarify. Just to clarify.
Well, but it was clear that the referee said that there was no contact.
Yeah.
So that means if there's no contact, then definitely it's a successful challenge.
Yeah. Even Coach Yang Giao had to flash a smile a while ago. and our official, John Canastero, also apologizing that he made a mistake in his initial statement. So just making sure that we are at the right place for the jump ball. So right now the substitutions are getting sorted out. And it's going to be, well, these were all set up for jump ball here.
8.5 seconds left.
And Monje checks back in, by the way. Checks in for the first time here for Titan Ultra. And Ato Olar set to jump things here for Titan. And it is Santi Santillan set to jump things off here for Rain or Shine. 16.5 left here. Was felt like one of the longest 16.5 seconds. 6 seconds on the shot clock, by the way, here for Titan.
This is where the game kind of slowed down already.
Sorry, 8.5 rather, as they adjusted our clock. And the ball tapped to Malonzo. Malonzo running a balanza. Malonzo takes it up. And that will be the end of the third, 92-81. And Coach Yeng Yeo not happy with a non-call. But either way, they got work to do, partner. 92-81, Titan still in charge. We'll be right back, don't go away.
Hey, Armo. They don't have a big game. Go. Hey,
Welcome back. You're still watching us here on Pilipinas Live and on PBA Rush as we take a look at the game summary. Perimeter point scoring, big factor here for Titan Ultra. Shooting from beyond both arcs has been a problem for Rain or Shine. 50-23 in favor of the Titan Ultra. And fast break points here, they are actually outrunning Rain or Shine 22-17. And the fast break actually has been a calling card for Rain or Shine as a franchise. But this conference around, partner, they have been struggling in terms of beating their opponents with fast break points. But what about Adrian Nolcom? You got to talk about this guy because he has been fantastic here, carrying this Rain or Shine team. 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, as well as 2 steals. Adrian Nolcom trying to do whatever it takes to get his team across the line. Paulo De Rosario alongside Coach Eric Reyes. Pauline Versosa on the sideline for us as Rain or Shine trying to overturn this deficit. And there's going to be a foul on the floor. Cabanueva with a little hold on the attacking Santillan. And right now, taking a look at the quarter scoring here, Titan have outscored Rain or Shine in each and every quarter of this game.
And each and every quarter, Titan gets to at least either slightly below 30 or even beyond 30 points. So that really means that their offense is clearly clicking today.
Well, that was very patient there for Big Bo, as they are now guarding Aljon Melesio the full length of the floor. Limeti trying to stay all over him because Aljon Melesio is having a great shooting night. Here's Balanza now. Kuhn. Balanza wants the shot. Can't get it. The ball falls to Kuhn. Kuhn with the fake and the block coming from Mike Malonzo. Playing it back up top. They'll slow things down. Cabanueva thinking about the 4. Balanza needs to shoot, and Balanza does, and he makes it!
You were looking for Balanza to really step up and help out coming off the bench. And he's gotten his confidence, and he's been hitting his shots outside.
Nemeti in and out. So here's Cabanueva. Calvin bringing this one down. Melesio finally gets his hands on the ball here. Just a couple shy now from his career high, if I'm not mistaken. Melesio. Oh, great find there to Olar. Now it's Kuhn. Kuhn can get that to go. That should have been a 4. Here's Mamuya. Stopping. Now to Belga. Belga. Limeti. Back to Belga inside, and Big Bo will go to the line to shoot 2. Well, Bo Belga here in the 4th quarter off to a positive start here, scoring 2 early and now going to the line to shoot 2 more.
So far, this is the kind of Rain or Shine offense that you really want to see when the ball is really moving more and getting those drop passes underneath.
Jembo set to check in. The next opportunity here as Bo Belga will try and make this a 10-point lead. Misses the first. So Josh Munzon comes in as well. So this has been a very effective lineup here as Pauline Versosa has more.
Following Coach Eric, heading into the fourth quarter with Rain or Shine still playing catch-up, Coach Yengiao's message to his guys was simple. Stay aggressive and keep using those ball screens to create better looks. Once again, this quarter will be a real test of their maturity as a group, how they respond under pressure, how they finish strong even when things aren't going their way. So let's see if we'll see that composure once again in these final minutes. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you so much, Brad Reporter. Pauline Versosa. You know, it's composure, it is discipline. There's just so many factors that come into closing out a game, partner. If you're chasing on how to chase, and if you're in the lead, how to keep it going. He's got to shoot, Munzon. He does.
He
Didn't really see the clock.
Yes. Shot clock was down.
And that's going to be another turnover.
Yes, this is really what's hurting Rain or Shine the entire game. They have a lot of good opportunities, and they're just turning the ball over.
Here's Aljon Melesio. Lemeti right in front of him. Melesio already with 21 points in this game, shooting at 58%. He is 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. Melesio takes it strong, doesn't get the finish. Now Lemeti. They go to the corner to Mamuya. Mamu.
Oh,
great feed.
So despite the struggles of Rain or Shine, they continue to be aggressive, which is, you know, what Pauline was also saying a while ago. Continue to be aggressive and just find ways to create some separation to get those open looks. That is really the key.
Santillan misses the free throw. So free throws are not great here for Rain or Shine. Going into the fourth quarter, they were shooting at 50%, partner. 10 of 20.
That's way too many, Pao. That also could be the reason why, aside from, of course, the turnovers, you're just wasting or missing too many free throws.
Well, they're splitting the free throws again. So here's Aljon Melesio. Now Calvin Abueva. Trying to set the table here. Balanza. Jumbo Hot. Big Bo Belga in front of him. Now Joshua Munzon. 8 seconds on the shot clock to play with. And almost a steal here from Mamuya. He's got to go. He's got to shoot. Step back, Jay. That's good.
Shot. Mamuya was all over him, but that crossover move created that separation.
Santillan. Belga now. What a big screen by Belga. Santillan left open.
That was great execution on the part of Rain or Shine.
Here's Calvin. Games aren't slowed down here. 10-point lead here for Titan. By no means safe. Mamu against Calvin Abueva. We're looking at his options here. Calvin attacking Mamu.
Crossover.
Great crossover. And couldn't reward him with the assist. Santillan. Santillan with a fake. The shot. Gets the shooter's roll.
Just back-to-back outside shots there, the part of Santi.
Important basket as Rain or Shine are knocking on the door for the first time. Here's Melesio. Melesio getting past Lemeti. Oh, what a fight to the corner. Balanza. That would have been huge. And the ball. What a save.
Oh.
And Calvin Abueva with the tap. It will go to Rain or Shine. Well, right now, Rain or Shine, crucially, are making their shots. Santillan has played such a big role here so far. And Coach Jonadel Cardel under pressure. 7-point lead for Titans still, though, with 7:35 left in the fourth. We got a good one for you. Don't go away.
Kayo sa point. Okay? Is ang buhod still there? You're just running. Okay? And then, mag-ano lang tayo rito. Kung ikaw to, rotate ka lang.
Well, let's take a look at this matchup here because Josh Munzon has been putting up the show, has been filling up the stat sheet, has been coming up big here for the Titan Ultra Giant Risers. And on the other end, Gabe Norwood. You know, don't tell him that he is retiring anytime soon because he has been putting up the numbers and looks like he can play forever.
Yes, and at the same time, he's also always being given those minutes by Coach Yang.
Of course, right now, Gabe Norwood, Joshua Munzon contributing in their own ways here. So take a look at their contribution. Munzon, 2 assists away from a triple-double. Gabe Norwood, 1 rebound away from a double-double. And of course, could still reach a triple-double as well. Here's Aiden Nokum. Nokum driving, attacking, no dice. So Titan are going to try to slow things down. So Santi Santillan. Now it's Ian Mamuyak. Clarito against Balanza. Balanza, quick dribble. Trying to find Calvin inside. Short shot block. He's got to go. He pulls up. Can't make it. And that's another stop here for Rain and Shine. We talk about defense, partner. Titans struggled throughout the conference. Can they get a stop here? They need it. And Clarito gets 2.
So this is the situation, Paolo, that, you know, for a while there, we already see that the Titan offense really has been doing very well. But then in a situation like this, one way or another in any portion of the game, the opposite team will always try to make a run on you. And look at that 8-0 run on the part of Rain or Shine.
If you're Titan, your job now, don't panic.
You got to make stops, and that's going to be the key.
Melesio. Great tap from Munzon.
Yeah, it's a good job there on the part of Munzon.
Calvin Abueva. That was a much-needed basket. You mentioned a while ago, it was a 7-0 run?
8-0 run.
Here's Nokum against Balanza. Clarito, that's going to be big. No good. But what a save from Mamuyak. Calvin Abueva got it on the nose. So the tap from Mamuyak ended up in the hands of Balanza. Munzon now. They're going to take their time. How about Titan again? Abueva thought about it. Santillan in front of him. Abueva, the spin, the shot, the floater is good.
Those are tough shots there. And yet he was able to go on a spin move.
Santillan with another triple. He was left so open.
Yes, Rain or Shine will keep coming back. There are 3 shots already that Santi made on the left side of the court.
Well, you can't trade 3s for 2s. Munzon splitting that. Oh, he goes all the way.
What a split. You know, that trap was already very good when they were trying to lock him in.
Let's take a look at Calvin again, partner. Wow. Look at that determined finish. The spin, the floater, getting that to fall. And on the other end, Santi Santillan, he's been hitting his long-range shots here. And when he's that open, that's a layup. It's still Titan leading, 101-95. We'll be right back, don't go away.
Just spread the floor. Kailangan lang may tao tayo sa kanto. Para pag nag-collapse, may tres tayo. Okay? Defense. Okay? Everybody can swing. Okay? Ang mangyayari lang, guys. Okay? Hey! Ang mangyayari lang, if they're trying to attack you, you send them to the left side.
Welcome back. You're still joining us here at United Center in Antipolo, 101-95 here in favor of Titan Ultra. Rain or Shine doing what they could. Partner, this fourth quarter has been completely different for Rain or Shine. What has changed in this one as we take a look at Santillan's three-point shooting? because that has been one of the bigger weapons here in the fourth quarter.
Well, the key is really Santillan has really been burning the hoops and taking all those threes. That's something that's really keeping them in the game. But of course, in the end, they really have to just tighten up on defense and get, try to force. But look at that, 10 points in the fourth quarter. That's actually very important for me because it was the time that he contributed heavily when others have not really contributed as much.
Important free throw made there by Josh Munzon as they're trying to hold off this furious rain or shine surge. Of course, take a look here at the rain or shine trying to come back. Oh, Jonah Clarito unable to get that to go. And there's a man on the ground here, and that's a basket!
Oh, that's
plus
a
the
big
foul!
That was a big one there. What a lucky bounce coming off the glass.
And you know what? Everyone associated with rain or shine up smiling here. Let's take a look at this again. Santillan, 10 points. Prior to that, 13 right now, looking for number 14 in this quarter alone.
Well, he's definitely the spark here.
So 13 points. Maybe if he shot that from beyond the three-point line, maybe that might have gone in.
He might have even used the glass then.
Might not. Here's Calvin. 7 seconds on the shot clock here. Calvin goes at it. He was looking for a foul, not getting it. Calvin struggling to get up here. Santillan. He wants another triple. Missed there. And that's going to be a foul coming from the white shirts.
Well, that was a heat check there on the part of Santillan.
But Santillan, he has played such a big role here. So Frankie was going to come in for Aljo Melesio.
To me, any player who's been shooting like that for the previous plays, he's the one that's really lighting it up in the third quarter at least, or in the fourth quarter rather.
Here's Fran Yu. Adrian Nocum. Right in front of Fran. There's going to be a foul there from Nocum. Fourth foul here for Adrian Nocum. Something to watch out for in case he inadvertently gets another one. Here's Fran Yu. So Titan trying to slow things down here.
Well, they're trying to go on a nice set here, especially that it's crunch time.
Nocum against Abueva. Abueva, the spin. That time no good. They're going to hold on to this one here.
Good rebound there, the part of Ambohot. Something to give them extra possession.
Zone. That's a four-pointer. That could be huge. Not that time. And the ball will go to rain or shine. No challenge yet. Or will not be challenged, rather. Here's Nocum. 103-98. Nocum on the charge. Kicks it out. Gian Mamuyak now. Mamu driving.
Nice. Whoa! Almost. Had a nice line though, but it just didn't fall in.
This has been a great quarter for rain or shine offensively. But is it too little too late? Titan clinging on to this one. Wasting precious seconds here. 5 on the shot clock. They gotta go. He wants a 4. Calvin Abueva trades one of the biggest shots of the game.
That's the kind of game that he had against Meralco where he scored 40 points.
And Nocum will get that one to go.
That was crazy, Paolo, the way he took it. The way he just walked back on defense.
107-100, partner.
Yeah, he's really putting up a show here in Calvin Abueva.
And we're not done yet. So much could happen in the last 2:22. Munzon taking his time. He pulls up as well with a short shot clock. Ambohot keeps it alive.
Rebound.
Gabe Norwood with a tap. Ambohot.
Gotta control that possession.
Munzon driving, attacking the reverse. No good.
Could have opted to set the play again.
Santillan, Jonathan Clarito charging in. That's a foul, 2 free throws.
So that's what I'm saying. Ambohot did a very good job on getting that rebound and that possession. Unfortunately, they could have opted to use the clock a little bit more.
2 shots here for Jonathan Clarito. Big moment here for Rain or Shine. Gets the first of 2. Let's watch this again, partner. I felt that at this point, he was taking so much time off the clock, he wouldn't have any chance to drive. He didn't plan to.
Look at the way he just went back. Gave everyone a nice look.
Big free throws there for Clarito. And you're still within touching distance here if you're Rain or Shine. Brand new gives it to Calvin Abueva. 107 to 102. 145 left here in the 4th. Is there another twist in the cards? Calvin attacking Gabe Norwood. Calvin driving. Oh my goodness.
Calvin Abueva is taking charge.
And that's going to be a foul. And that will be free throws here for Jonathan Clarito. Another look at that, partner.
That's against, one of the best defenders that I've seen in Gabe Norwood. That acceleration just gave him enough room to be able to score.
Oh, we call him the Beast, partner. And that's what he's doing right now. Being that beast. As Clarito gets the first of 2.
Well, this is still a long way. A minute and a half there, and another free throw could at least bring it down to 5.
That's just so assured coming from Jonathan Clarito. Calvin Abueva has been a different beast in the 4th. Brand new. Again, milking the clock here. Titan are going to try to be productive. They go to Calvin, short shot clock. Just puts that up. Oh, saves it. And they keep going. And the ball will stay with Titan Ultra. That was crucial. That was a crucial touch of the rim.
Ambohot could have had that possession, but so far, the way Ambohot has been helping getting those offensive rebounds, that was actually key because those are extra possessions that Titan definitely needs to just, at least to halt this onslaught by Rain or Shine.
Well, last 2 minutes means we have automatic reviews for out-of-bound calls, and this is an important one as well. But based on everyone's body language here, everyone understands that this should be Titan ball. So Calvin Abueva there on your screens. He has come up big here in the 4th quarter. Clutch player in Calvin Abueva. And you gotta say, for this young Titan franchise, there's just so much growth that we're seeing here.
And all it takes, usually for a young team, is just to have a leader. And everything else follows.
Calvin Abueva now has 31 points and 18 rebounds, partner.
Yeah, he played big here in the second half. A lot of those points coming in a situation where Rain or Shine is really trying to...
Oh, what a steal! Adrian Nocum and Calvin Abueva couldn't chase.
I mean, Coach Yeng was telling Gabe Norwood a while ago before that inbound play, and they blitzed, you know, the receiver of that pass.
Well, the game is now finally poised, and that's going to be a foul against Adrian Nocum. And that'll mean that's a foul to give. Let's take a look at this again, partner.
Yeah, that blitz there, they doubled on Calvin. Made him that, you know, that relax because they didn't really see that you know, Nocum was behind Monzon.
Calvin Abueva now against Gabe Norwood. One-on-one. There's a clear route here. He wants this matchup.
He's sending left now.
Calvin unable to get the contact for
Great
the basket.
defense by Gabe.
3 to tie, 4 for the lead. Oh, they left Santillan open. Santillan can't get the shooter's
Oh,
bounce.
they got the rebound.
It's still rain or shine, and that'll be a foul. Free throws for rain or shine.
Wow. Persistence of rain or shine getting those offensive rebounds. But that's a scary moment for Titan because Santillan, who was having a hot night, was wide open there.
And take a look at the effort from Adrian Nocum. He goes up, and then for Jonah Clarito, and then the foul with Jonah Clarito set to take free throws. So here's Clarito. He's been so good on the free throw line this quarter, and it continues
Steady,
here.
really steady.
They're so assured. 30-second timeout here for Titan Ultra. And we're going to hold on to their... Buckle up, folks, because we got a great one here. We have been having a great one. Aljun Medesha will check in, by the way, for the next possession. 109-107, partner. What are you talking about?
Well, at this stage of the game, you know, the most important thing on the part of Rain or Shine is to make that free throw.
And if you're the Titan Ultra, you got to expect fouls.
You got to expect fouls. I mean, you can waste away the time here, Pao.
31 points, 18 rebounds.
Wow.
Calvin Abueva has been a different beast in the fourth. But Rain or Shine have been doing everything that it takes. So Clarito here with a huge free throw. And if you're Titan, box out. So Titan use a timeout here. We're going to hold on to the air because it is now just a 1-point game. 21.4 left. Rain or Shine could still steal this. And this is what I was talking about since quarter number 1. That they managed to stay within touching distance. We're going to try and listen in.
I'm not calling a timeout. Everybody, spread out. The guy with the ball. Get the guy with the ball. Right? You look for the corners. Okay? On the run out, you look for the corners.
Hold the ball, ha? Hold the ball.
Well, those are instructions from Titan. A while ago, we heard a bit from Rain or Shine as well. So at the moment here, take a look at the game reset. Titan have burned their 30 seconds, so they have still 2 timeouts left. And with 21.4 left here in the fourth quarter. Partner, we could be here for a good 10 more minutes.
Yes, I mean, for sure, because here, Coach Yang is not going to call a timeout, and that's what we heard a while ago. And they're just going to go for that last shot, whatever happens here. But of course, they have to hold it tight.
Oh, and they break the press.
To break that press.
So they wanted Josh Munzon to be the guy taking the free throws. And Balanza and Malesio. What a good job breaking that press.
Oh, yes. I mean, no joke with the way Rain or Shine has their quick players trying to put pressure on the inbound.
Well, talk about pressure. Pressure's all on Munzo.
This is key.
First of 2, timeout on the floor. So it'll be a full timeout. Coach Yang Gao looking at the score, looking at the time, and we're going to try and listen in.
We box out. Okay, we box out. So if he misses, we get a rebound, we go. That means it's just a 2-point game. We can go into overtime. Okay? Get the best shot. Whether it's a layup or a 3, get the best shot tayo. Ha? Pagka naka-rebound. Pag hindi tayo naka-rebound, we have to take it out. Give! You take it out. Okay? Spread out. Let's give it to Adrian. Go to the corners. Go to the corners. Sandy, go to the corners. Okay? You play. Okay? Sandy, go to. Okay? Itatry mo lang. Okay? Hanap ka lang. Run out dito. Hindi lang ako ta-time out eh. Okay? Nakita kayo ba? Kasi pagsunod dyan, hayaan na nila ako to-break. Magpakita. Hey! Sandy! Pag may time, kunyari, buha ka ng rebound. Okay? Pag hindi ka ang tumira, kahit may time dito, buha kayo ng rebound.
Interesting there for Coach Yang Giao. With the scenarios all set. Make or miss. And for Titan, they're going to be hoping they're going to make this.
Key free throws here for Titan. They have to make these free throws to at least give them some room, although still not safe. Rain or Shine has to box out and clear this rebound just in case he misses.
Munzon misses. And Santillan pushes. Jonar Clarito. They want to go to overtime, and what a stop there by Abueva.
There's a tap from Abueva from behind.
So a chance here for Coach Yang Giao to draw something up. A 3 will win and a 2 will go to overtime. You heard it a while ago from Coach Yang Giao. Go and look for the best shot. Get a 2 for overtime. So Rain or Shine will keep it after the review. So there's the elbow that ended in Calvin's neck. Nothing intentional there. Rain or Shine burning their last time out. Again, we're going to hold on and we'll listen in.
John Hart. Dave, look at this. This is what happens now, Dave. Back out. Okay. Alam Santi. Or, maraming oras eh. Okay. John Hart. Okay, Santi. Santi, pag hindi ka nabigyan ng oras na, si John Hart ilalagay. Okay? Pag hindi ka nabigyan,
Instructions have been set out. Titan trying to counter. Rain or Shine. A basketball tie. But a 3 or 4 will get them the win, or potentially get them that win. With 8.4 left, anything could happen.
Both teams in penalty already.
Gotta be careful here for both teams. Switching everything. Jonard. No!
Oh, big rebound.
And there's a spill, and there's the foul. What a play.
I mean, they were able to get in there and give them that chance. It's just that.
And Colby Brian Monge with a decisive rebound. He's played, well, in the third quarter, he played a total of 8 seconds, partner.
Yes, he just came in the second quarter too. But that was a key rebound And now these are all insurance free throws now.
Big rebound. And this is clutch. This has to be clutch. From a man named Kobe Brian Monje.
It's got to be Mamba-like today.
Misses the
first free throw. Game reset. Rain or Shine still has 30 seconds there.
Got both to go. And we're holding on to the air here. Because right now you need a 3 if you're Rain or Shine.
They can go for a 3, or they can even win it outright and attempt for a 4.
And we're holding on to the air here because Coach Yang Yao is trying to issue new instructions. .111, 108. All right, so right now, partner, the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters are going into this one with a chance to tie or win, albeit a bit more difficult. If you're Titan, do you foul and force just 2 free throws?
It can be a good idea. That can be considered, of course, because at least you're limiting your chances to only 2 points. But of course, wild things happen when you allow, free throws like that and there's a miss.
Well, right now, 3-point shooting here, 13 of 34. And Santi Santillan, the man on your screen a while ago, is with a red-hot one.
You just got to switch everything here.
Guard the passer, too. You got to guard the passer. He went for a 4. Oh, that's a foul.
That's a bad foul there.
They're asking, Titans asking for it to be on the floor.
That can be, from the looks of it, it can be in the act of shooting.
So let's see. That foul could change this entire ball game.
That was in the 4-point line.
So the referee is deciding here. And Coach Yang Yao, you can see he changed his hand from a 2 to a 4. He wants the 4 free throws.
Yes.
4 free throws.
Oh, wow.
For Rain or Shine.
That would really hurt.
Now, you still have to make it.
My point here is, if you put the referee in a position to make a call or give him a reason to call, then that's the riskiest part there, because Asisio can just fake a shot and go for a shot when he feels the foul.
Asisio has only shot 2 free throws this entire conference, and he's made both. The next 4 are crucial. That's the first. They're counting it up. 2.1 left. Clutch. Shooters roll.
Wow.
Asisio now for the tie.
Pressure back.
He does not know that word. This could be for the win. This could complete the turnaround. Everyone at the United Center at the edge of their seat. Here's Asisio.
Oh!
He gets it!
gold, Anton Asistio.
And we're not done yet.
This is wild, Paolo.
What a ball game. Asistio, 4 clutch free throws. And rain or shine, lead by 1.
I've heard of 2 clutch free throws at the end or 3 clutch free throws. But wow, making 4 in a row, pressure packed. That's tough.
Titan issuing the instructions here as they are trying to manufacture either a foul, a basket, any sort of basket will win them the ball game. 2.1 is a lot of time. Time enough for a catch and shoot.
You can go for a drive, you can go for an outside shot, or you can go for a drive and kick.
What a ball game here as Titan Ultra have the chance to win it still. .1 left.
Free.
And here's Calvin.
But
Calvin!
And
he misses! Rain or shine! Complete the great escape!
What an escape act here by Rain or Shine.
Calvin Abueva, who was imperious in the 4th, got a good look with the drive, could not bank it off the glass. But what about Anton Asistio?
Wow. Unbelievable, Paolo. Making 4 free throws in a row. That was big.
Let's take a look at that again, partner. Calvin Abueva split the defenders.
Had a nice clear look at the basket.
And leaving that just short. And what a ball game. What a classic here to start off our 3-game slate in the PBA. And Coach Jonadel Gardel disappointed. But what an end. What a ball game. And Santi Santillan with a fantastic 4th quarter. Anton Asistio with the most crucial free throws I've seen in a very long time. And our best player of the game, Santi Santillan, who came up huge with 13 in the 4th.
Yes, that was key. You know, Santi in the beginning was like missing his shots. And yet, you know, that persistence, that's the kind of attitude that you want in your players, that no matter what happens, you will not abandon your shot. You will continue firing away until you pick up and start hitting them.
Santi Santillan and the rest of Rain or Shine escape with a dramatic 112-111 win over the Titan Ultra Giant Risers. For Titan, positive steps in terms of being better as a unit, as a squad. They could have come away with a win, but Rain or Shine were fast and furious in the 4th. They outscored them 31-19 in the 4th quarter. And Rain or Shine come up with a huge win as we turn it over to Pauline Versosa.
Yes, gentlemen, I am now joined by the best player of the game, Leonard Santillan, who scored 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 of 16 from the field. Santi, another hard-fought win for Rain or Shine tonight. Kahit dehado kayo, hindi kayo natinag, you fought your way back into this game. What does this say about the identity and the maturity now of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters?
Siguro kalmado muna kami sa second kasi medyo natambakan kami. So kailangan naging kalmado kami, naging execute yung mga plays namin. So ayun, buti na lang pumapasok yung tira ko.
And Santi, you really spelled the difference in this game. Nung 4th quarter, you scored 13 of your 21 points. Talk about the intensity and ano ba yung naging mindset mo during those crucial moments?
Well, nung first half talaga, medyo gigil ako eh. Nakuha ko yung 4 fouls ko. So hindi pumapasok yung tira ko. Then sa second half talaga, relax lang ako. So buti naman pumasok naman lahat ng tira ko.
And of course, incredible performance from Anton Asisio, sinking those 4 straight free throws. Nagulat ka pa ba?
Hindi na, si Anton yun eh. Pinapractice niya talaga yun. So, alam namin si Anton talaga pumapasok yung free throw niya. So, big shoutout kay Anton Asisio.
Alright, Santi, baka may gusto kang batiin?
Binabati ko yung asawa ko, tsaka 3 kong anak. Hi sa inyong lahat dyan. Sa lahat ng mga Reno Shine fans, salamat sa mga suporta sa inyo. Laban lang tayo.
Alright, once again, congratulations, best player of the game, Santi Santillan, and congratulations to the rest of the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters. But at this point, let's listen in to the winning coach.
After trailing for the first 3 quarters, Rainer Shine closes out this game with 4 made free throws. Good evening and welcome to our post-game press conference. I'm joined by our winning coach, Coach Yang Giao. Congratulations, Coach.
Salamat, salamat.
Coach Yang, almost all of the games that you won this conference so far were decided by how the Elasto Painters managed the end game. Looking at your end game today, how satisfied are you with the way the team played it out?
Well, I'm really happy with the end game, but for the first 3 quarters, I wasn't really that happy. We were struggling. Actually, parang yung Meralco game din namin, nag-struggle kami. But I think the more important thing is we found ways to win. I keep telling them that a good team, when you're struggling, is really the team that finds a way to win despite things not going your way. So, sila 57% sila from 4 points. So, yun ang, actually, we were really having a difficult time with them shooting the outside shot and then being able to drive the gaps. So that was our struggle defensively. Pero yun nga, we found a way in the end game. Mabuti yung mga 3-point shots ni Santi came at the right time. We were mounting a rally at that time and we needed those 3-point shots. And then we designed that last play for Anton, but we did not really anticipate that it was going to be a 4-point shot. We thought that a 3 was enough, but it was Anton really who just with this natural intelligence siguro put up the 4. But we knew they were going to foul. Na-anticipate na namin yung foul. Kaya ang sinabi namin, when you're about to feel you're getting fouled, you put up a shot. So that's exactly what Anton did.
Thank you, Coach Yang. Also, given about how your wins have been playing out, how would you like the Elasto Painters to approach their games moving forward? Is there going to be a call to assert more dominance from the get-go?
Yes, of course. Lahat naman ng coaches gusto smooth sailing lahat. Pero sabi ko sa kanila before the game, you're not gonna get anything easy or free. So you're still going to have to earn every win, no matter who you're playing. Titan is playing a good game actually. Playing a good conference. So yung sa amin lang, we knew that they were going to run just like we were. And ang sinasabi ko sa kanila, patagalan to ng takbuhan. I felt that we had more of the bench to sustain a fast game. Pero sila relentless din sila. I think they were able to sustain that pace. Not only the pace, but also the 3-point shooting. Yung 3-point shooting, actually hindi lang yung 3-point shooting, 57% from 4 is a fantastic percentage. So, winning despite that, I think, sinabi ko na rin to, that's where you find character. When you're able to win while playing a bad game.
Thank you, Coach Yang. Ngayon, pupunta naman tayo sa ating best player of the game, Santi Santillan. Santi, you delivered during those crucial moments. At syempre, dahil isa ka na sa veterano dito sa Rain or Shine, inaasahan ka na talaga ng koponan mo. How do you feel that you dealt with the pressure in terms of stepping up and closing out this game today?
Actually, nung first half talaga, medyo gigil ako eh. So, talaga nakuha ko agad yung 4 fouls ko. So, dumating nung second half, medyo naging relax lang ako. Hindi ko na pinipilit yung mga kung anong ipilit. And then, kaya siguro pumapasok ang tira ko dahil sa kapiliway. Kaya,
Swerte.
Swerte yung coach. Di ba? Before the game siguro, coach, kailangan pumunta doon. Ayun, ganung senaryo na tambak kami. Talagang mahirap. Pero naghanap lang talaga kami ng paraan para humabol.
Thank you, Santi. Now we would like to open the floor to our friends from the press.
Coach, kung maalala niyo po yung, I think a few conferences ago, yung San Miguel Beer versus Rain or Shine, yung 4 free throws ni Limeti din yung nagpatay before June Marfardo's game winner. Ano lang thoughts niyo, Coach, na this time it worked to your advantage na, yung 4-point fouling?
Maybe low averages din yan. No? Tsaka, yun nga, sabi nga ni Santi, we were very confident that Anton would step up and he would be able to make at least 3 of those 4. Kasi kung makatatlo siya at least overtime, and we were gonna be very happy with overtime. But of course, we're a lot happier with the win. No? So, actually, Anton was called off the bench. Kasi medyo matagal siyang naipahinga. Pero we knew that that setup was really what Anton is good at. No? So, binigay namin sa kanya yung opportunity na yun. No?
Coach, ano lang po balita kay Bo kanina? Parang naglilim siya nung palabas siya sa likod. Nahilo si Bo. Baka sumobra lang kain. Hindi naman seryoso yun. No? And then also si Kaylan, minor hamstring issue. We're trying to get him back as soon as we can. Si Stanley naman, minor soreness of the knee. We're also trying to get him back as soon as we can. Yeah.
What a ball game here. We called it the next surge, and both teams definitely surged at different parts of this ball game. Titan Ultra went off in the first quarter. Their 3-point shooting and 4-point shooting was off the charts.
This is really great shooting on the part of Titan Ultra because they opened the gates, and this is how they got really confident in this game.
Anton Asisio off to a good start here. Actually, we're going to focus on his fourth quarter heroics later on. But then, again, the first quarter was all about Titan Ultra, who poured on 34 points in this quarter alone, partner.
I mean, you look at Aljun Melesio's amazing performance in the first quarter alone. Really, truly set the tone for Titan Ultra the rest of the game.
And Calvin Abueva also hit a 4 here. And at that point, you're wondering, did Rain or Shine just run into the hottest shooting team in the PBA? And it would be always tough to beat them from that point on. 34-28 going into the second quarter. In the second, Aljun Melesio proved that his first quarter was no fluke. Take a look at that, partner.
Yes, I mean, he really had a great game because he was really feeling it. Paolo, when you start things out on a good note, good things happen all throughout.
Gabe Norwood, defying father time still this conference, going in and scoring there. But of course, you take a look at what guys like Balanza has done for this Titan team, and you feel that they're building in confidence as conference goes on. They led 64-57. The biggest lead actually for the Titan Ultra was at 19, 85-66, as even Munzon put up just a great stat line here today.
Yes, Munzon also had good numbers, plus both defense and offense. But guys like Adrian Nocum really tried to spark things up for Rain or Shine.
Yes, he did. And here's Calvin Abueva yet again, because Calvin Abueva would go in, get the foul, and score. But you know what? Calvin Abueva, it felt like grew stronger and stronger. The fourth quarter, he was also putting up the numbers as Titan took a 92-81 lead in front of Rain or Shine going into the fourth. And here is when things went weird. And we love that because Rain or Shine were able to catch up courtesy of 13 big points from that man, Santi Santillan.
But that was big, and that was when he really gave Rain or Shine that good chance of really catching up because he exploded with 13 points in the fourth.
And of course, Calvin Abueva will also have big plays here. Here he was, basically just letting the time expire and then drilling a big four himself. At that time, it was hard to imagine Titan Ultra would let this slip. But then, watch this. Anton Asisio fouled on a 4-point shot. They were saying that it should have been on the floor. Talking about Titan. The referee saying no. And thus, 4 clutch free throws for Anton Asisio, who has yet to miss this conference. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anton Asisio ends the game with 11 points, but the last 4, the biggest of the game. That was the go-ahead as Rain or Shine secured that one following a miss from Calvin Abueva in the final possession of the game, which you'll see here. He splits the double team, gets a good look, but leaves it just a bit short. Rain or Shine escaped with the win. Calvin Abueva, frustrated, buries his head in his jersey. And Coach Yang Giao, happy that his boys didn't play well, but still got the win. That's character, he says. 112-111 in favor of Rain or Shine. Up next, we have the NLEX Road Warriors taking on the Meralco Bolts. You'll be accompanied by Carlo Pamintuan, Vince Hizon, and the incomparable Bea Escudero on the sidelines. Thank you so much for joining us here for the first game. I'm Paulo De Rosario alongside Eric Reyes. It's Pauline Versosa on the sidelines for us, and we'll see you for the next games.